This video continues with page 140. Naruto, The Bonds of Team 7. Page 140. After seeing the faces of several people clearly, Boruto couldn't help but exclaimed, "That's Dad and Mom Hyuga Hinata, and Hyuga Neji, and that's Uncle Choji Big Brother Kiba." Ugh. Hearing someone calling your name. The people who were named looked over. Hinata said gently, "Brother Da Ming, you are here. Brother Da Ming, you are finally back. Come and continue to guide us." "So, what else do I need to improve?" "Damn it. I don't want to lag behind Naruto anymore," Kiba said with a look of resentment. Although the fact that that bastard Great Neji took away the eye of the sovereign seems to be a good outcome for now. But I must defeat him. Brother Da Ming, please continue to teach me strictly. Neji looked at Imperial Naruto seriously. Brother Daming, I have transformed my fat into muscle and I feel much stronger. Next time, Shikamaru's shadow imitation technique will not be able to restrain me. Shikamaru also laughed. Naruto grinned and said, "Brother Da Ming, good morning. And who are the other two people beside you?" 130. Chapter 129. The people in this world are very strong, but they are not enough to deal with Yurishiki. 130. Father. Naruto, Boruto and Sasuke stared at the figure and cried out in their hearts. That's right. That's right. This one is the Uzumaki Naruto they remembered. The muscle guy before is not him at all. Our Naruto is not that kind of person. These two? They are my two fans. I thought they were interesting so I brought them along. Imperial Naruto explained with a grin. The muscles all over my body are still twitching. So you're a fan of Da Ming, but you're so skinny? That won't do. Now that we are all citizens of the Empire, we should practice martial arts and strengthen our bodies. Ninja Naruto grinned. Forehead when the two heard the words keep fit, cold sweat started to drip down their foreheads. Are they going to become muscle guys too? Spare us. Boruto smiled awkwardly. Yeah, we know. We will work harder in the future. What are your names? I don't know why, but you two seem very friendly. Ninja World Naruto asked. At this time, Hinata of the Ninja Realm also said, "Does Naruto-kun feel the same way?" "I also feel that this blonde boy is very friendly." Ninja World Hinata said this, looking straight at Boruto, her face full of maternal radiance. My brothers and sisters, just call me Boruto." Boruto touched his head and smiled. "My name is Suoju." In Boruto, Sasuke said very calmly. "Boruto, Suoju, I'm Uzumaki Naruto, just call me Naruto-kun. Please take care of me in the future. Since you are fans of Brother Da Ming and are here, let's exercise together. Being able to train with Brother Da Ming will surely help you improve your martial arts." Ninja World Naruto said with a happy face. Martial arts, these guys keep talking about martial arts. What exactly is martial arts? Boruto and Sasuke were curious. He didn't ask, just nodded. Ha 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 ha. Great. This way, our team will have more people. We can't lose in future sparring with that Sasuke. Shinobi Naruto laughed. The words made Boruto turn his head and look at Sasuke in Boruto Next Generations. Was Uncle Sasuke very arrogant in the past? Sasuke's exposed single eye revealed a hint of embarrassment, as well as a hint of reminiscence and warmth. This stupid thing was right. It was the Naruto in his mind. Arrogant Sasuke, what a nostalgic name. Okay, no more unnecessary chatter. Start exercising now. Carefully feel the strength of my muscles. At the same time, remember to start breathing and pay attention to the rhythm. Imperial Naruto shouted and once again put on a posture that gave Boruto and Sasuke a headache, emitting golden light. Boruto and Sasuke were horrified, afraid that they would not be able to control themselves. But fortunately, this time Imperial Naruto was restrained and the two did not feel anything unusual. All the ninjas who were illuminated by the light felt their muscles twitching, and began to close their eyes and breathe slowly. With the breath, Boruto and Sasuke saw that Naruto of the ninja world was wrapped in green wind. The wind blew up the corners of his clothes and made his golden hair flutter, making Naruto of the ninja world feel indescribably light. Hinata and Neji were surrounded by dense arcs of lightning. The color of Tetra's body began to change, and the original flesh-colored skin turned into a rock-like gray-brown. Looking at this situation, Boruto and Sasuke were stunned. Boruto looked at Sasuke carefully and whispered, "What kind of technique is this? Does Uncle Zuo know? It should be a technique similar to the lightning chakra mode." In Boruto, Sasuke replied in a low voice, but didn't say much. He was afraid of leaking too much information and being known by people in this world. But Naruto in this world doesn't practice Sage mode, Nine Tails chakra mode, lightning chakra mode, the technique of the Reikage. I heard it is a very powerful ninjutsu that can greatly enhance the body's functions. I didn't expect that they all know similar techniques. It's really amazing. Boruto stared at it intently for a while. I saw that Naruto's aura in the ninja world changed again. The wind wrapped around his body began to rotate around him, gradually forming a vortex. At the same time, orange eyeshadow appeared in the corners of his eyes, filling him with a natural aura. Then something happened that left Boruto and Sasuke dumbfounded. Around Naruto in the ninja world, Rasengan appeared on their own and rotated around him. It makes it look as majestic as the god of wind. This is Rasengan. So many Rasengan. What kind of jutsu is this? It's amazing, Boruto exclaimed. It's really amazing. This is the Sage Wind style that Naruto developed himself. It can use the power of the sage in conjunction with the high-level breathing of wind to absorb the power of nature on its own. While ensuring endurance, it can automatically perform some ninjutsu. Rasengan is Naruto's best technique, so he can release it on his own. But what Naruto wants to do now is to change the ninjutsu he releases from the Rasengan into the wind-style Rasen Shuriken. It will undoubtedly be much more difficult to achieve this step. Imperial Naruto explained. Wow, so amazing, you can actually automatically release an A-level ninjutsu like the Rasengan, Boruto said with his eyes wide open. It's indeed very strong, Boruto. Naruto next generation. Sasuke nodded. But that was all. The Rasengan is very powerful. It is indeed quite good, but without the Nine Tails chakra, it is totally not good enough. Urashiki is not someone who can be fought against at this level. However, if he could release the automatic Rasen Shuriken, it would be a great help in defeating Urashiki, but unfortunately it has not been completed yet. Mom, what are Sister Hinata and Brother Neji practicing? Boruto asked again. They are practicing the coordination of thunder breathing and soft fist. Watch carefully. They are moving, Imperial Naruto said. Hinata and Neji, who had originally closed their eyes, immediately took action. With his eyes wide open, he pointed his fingers at the trees in the distance. Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo, a series of energy bombs with lightning properties flew out and landed on a big tree. Bang, bang, bang. There were a series of subtle noises. There was not much damage on the surface of the tree, but when Hinata and Neji were finishing their moves, the bark of the entire tree began to fall off, and the originally lush leaves all withered and fell to the ground, and the entire tree died completely in just a few seconds. Wow, so cool. What is this? Borandao. Humans have acupuncture points, and so do trees. When a person is acupunctured, various symptoms will appear, and the same is true for trees. Hinata and Neji are using trees as humans for training. This tree was hit in the fatal spot, so it died. Imperial Naruto explained. Long-range acupuncture points, lightning attribute, energy control. This move is pretty good, Boruto Sasuke commented. Page 141. Compared to his own world, Hinata and Neji in this world are undoubtedly much better and deserve his praise. Then what about Brother Kiba and Brother Choji? Boruto asked again. When the voice fell, It was gray and brown all over, and roared, breathing of rock. Indestructible, tooth to tooth. Wemk, accompanied by a dog barking. The two fangs turned into a gray-brown tornado and began to wreak havoc on the earth. Whether it was the earth, the rocks, or the trees, they were all crushed under the teeth. Ha! Breathing of rock. Partial diamond multiplication technique. Choji roared. The right fist quickly grew larger and changed color and smashed forward like a fist of steel. The earth was smashed like tofu. The strong shock wave even knocked Boruto away. Fortunately, Boruto was quite skilled and immediately stabilized his body. He landed on a tree, raised his right arm to block in front of him, and looked at the hole with a diameter of dozens of meters in front of him after Choji's punch landed. He said in a daze, "Wow, so strong, the power of this punch is much stronger than Granny Tsunade's super strong punch. Everyone is so strong. This way, it might be easier to deal with that guy." Boruto said, unable to help but smile. "It's really good, but it's far from enough to deal with that guy. That guy is not something that an ordinary ninja can deal with. So put away your naivety, Boruto." In Boruto, Sasuke appears beside Boruto and whispers. At the same time, make comments in your mind. In this world, Choji, Kiba, Hinata, and Neji are all estimated to be at least at the level of Kage, but it's useless. A Kage-level warrior. In front of the Otsutsuki, he is no different from an ant. Buzzing the Rasengan around Naruto in the ninja world spun more violently, and at the same time a large amount of wind attribute chakra was injected into it, causing sawtooth patterns to appear, and the surrounding storm became more violent. "It's out. Wind-style Rasen Shuriken. Big brother Naruto succeeded." Boruto exclaimed, "Not that simple." Imperial Naruto shook his head. The same is true next moment. The Rasengan around Naruto in the ninja world burst one by one like bubbles. He opened his eyes angrily and said, "I failed again, brother Daming. Do you think I can succeed like this? You have already embarked on your own path. Believe in yourself, little Naruto. The road of martial arts is never smooth." Imperial Naruto comforted him and patted his little brother on the shoulder. Ninja World Naruto pursed his lips and continued to practice. Boruto and Sasuke watched the group of people practicing until night. Until we separated. Looking at the Ninja World, Naruto greeted them and was about to leave. Boruto suddenly became anxious. He quickly ran to the ninja realm Naruto and said, "Hey, wait, Naruto-kun, wait. What's wrong?" "Boruto, brother?" asked Naruto gently from the ninja world. Boruto looked at Imperial Naruto with some embarrassment. Imperial Naruto frowned, thinking about what the other party had said before. Protecting Naruto, could it be referring to little Naruto? That's possible. So he smiled and said, "Naruto-chan, Boruto and Sasuke are from a mountain village and are traveling to the Empire. They haven't found a place to live yet. Just take them to your home and live there for a while." "Live at my house. No problem." Ninja World Naruto agreed without thinking too much. He rubbed Boruto's head and said, "Let's go, Boruto-chan. I don't know why, but I always want to spend more time with you." "Done." Naruto took Boruto and Sasuke away from the ninja world. Hinata, Neji, and the others saw this but didn't think much about it. After all, this is the Empire. They have been living in the Empire for a year and a half. There has been no crisis at all, and their daily life is warm and positive. The intrigues and deceptions of the ninja village are long gone. Therefore, it is impossible to think badly of Boruto and Sasuke in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. And even if they are the remnants of the ninja village in the final analysis, they are just some guys who are not worthy of being on the stage. They have no profound martial arts and are weak. They are not worth caring about at all. Neji, Shaoji, and Kiba left immediately. Hinata looked at Naruto and Boruto's backs from a distance, and left reluctantly after a while. Finally, Imperial Naruto crossed his arms over his chest and muttered, "Is it because of little Naruto? Could it be that someone from the ninja world has come to the Empire through the dragon veins? It's a shame those guys can come here, but my muscles don't feel any bad intentions, so I'll just trust them a little. My brother, go and watch over him carefully." Imperial Naruto's last words fell on the body. Wooden strips fell off from the strong body, turning into the appearance of another Imperial Naruto. This Imperial Naruto patted his abdominal muscles and said with a hearty smile, "Leave it to me, rest assured. I will keep an eye on little Naruto. No one can threaten my target of protection." After saying that, he headed directly in the direction of Naruto in the ninja world. With Boruto and Sasuke, Naruto returned to his residence in the ninja world and opened the large iron gate outside. Step into it. Look at the surrounding rockery, springs, lawns, and fruit trees. Boruto couldn't help but say, Xiaoming brothers, this your home?" "Yeah, my house. How is it? Not bad, right?" Ninja World, Naruto said with a grin. "It's more than good, it's simply amazing. It's like a house like the one at Raymond Electric that only wealthy businessmen can live in. It's amazing," Boruto yelled. He thought of his home. Although his father is the Hokage, their house is just an apartment. As for Sasuke, he also inhaled. In his early years, he was a wealthy Uchiha family with countless fields and a mansion to live in. Middle-aged, his wife Sakura Haruno lives in an apartment and is still paying off the mortgage. How could this damn Naruto in this world be so rich? How is that possible? What did he do? Robbed a daimyo? Or a wealthy businessman? Ha ha ha. A house that only wealthy businessmen can live in? About right. After all, my current shadow clone can do 100 jobs a day, and my dad is also the deputy minister of the Ministry of Security, and my mom's flower shop has expanded to a chain scale with dozens of stores. This is nothing, Naruto said proudly as he rubbed his thumb across the tip of his nose. Wait, Dad, Mom, Naruto-san's dad, Mom? Boruto suddenly noticed the blind spot and looked incredulous. The same is true for Sasuke and Boruto. Could it be that the two of them were released from the Impure World Rescue and have been staying with Naruto ever since? Doing this is too much of a blasphemy to the dead, right? In Boruto, Sasuke frowned in displeasure. Of course. Ninja World, Naruto smiled happily. After coming to Empire for a year and a half, he has the happiest time of his life with his father and mother. He didn't explain much, but led the two of them along the road, until you reach the front door and turn the door handle. A gentle voice followed, "Master, welcome back." 131. Chapter 130. Boruto, my dad in the other world is a scumbag. I can't be born? 131. Boruto looked to the side following the voice and saw a beautiful woman in a maid costume. This made him widen his eyes and pointed at the woman and shouted, "What the hell is this, Dad? How could you find another woman behind Mom's back?" Boruto was so excited that he called his dad directly. This made Boruto's Sasuke cover his face, and Ninja World's Naruto was even more shocked and said, "Huh? Boruto, what did you call me?" "Dad." "I'm sorry, Naruto-kun. Boruto has lacked fatherly love since he was a child. When he sees an adult male he likes, he often unconsciously regards them as his father. The doctor diagnosed that this is mental disorder." Boruto Sasuke explains. "Ah, is that so? Such a poor child." Ninja World Naruto showed a look of pity and then continued, "How about we go to the Imperial First Hospital? Sakura's medical skills are very impressive. She will definitely be able to cure Boruto." "This is not necessary for now." Boruto Sasuke shook his head. His illness rarely recurs, and other doctors have treated him before, but they said there are great risks. Sorry, my mind was a little confused just now. Brother Naruto, was that your wife? Page 142. Boruto said with an embarrassed look on his face. In my heart I roared, Why? How could the father of this world not marry Mom? And marry this strange woman? If that were the case, how could I have been born? Ah. Gee. How is that possible? Of course not. Naruto in the ninja world shook his head speechlessly. No. Are all the fathers in this world scumbags who are ready to take advantage of everyone? This sister is so pitiful, but at least there is still hope for Mom. Boruto's expression changed. Sasuke on the side could roughly guess what he was thinking, and couldn't help but sigh again. This should be your servant, right? Servant, servant, servant. Wow. That's amazing, right? Naruto-sama has a maid at home. Boruto screamed in shock. I guess he's a servant, but strictly speaking, he's an intelligent mechanical butler. Ninja World Naruto said, what is that? Boruto asked stupidly. You don't even know this? You too, Shinobi. Naruto paused slightly when he said this, causing the two men's hearts to skip a beat. Is something going to be discovered? What happened to us? Boruto swallowed and looked a little nervous. You two came out of the mountains, right? The ninja clan that hid in the mountains before His Majesty unified the world. Ninja Naruto said with a look on his face that showed he could see right through you. He couldn't help but think back to when he first came to the Empire, met the girl named Matsuri, and thought they were reclusive ninjas, and a slight smile formed on his lips. Yes, Naruto-sama is really amazing. He guessed it right away. Boruto laughed quickly. But I felt relieved. I knew it. Naruto laughed triumphantly and then said to the maid, Butler Xiaolong, please prove your identity as an artificial intelligence butler. It's master. As the maid housekeeper spoke, she took off her head and a cut appeared on her chest. Look at the blue chakra light and the lines inside. Boruto and Sasuke looked at each other again. Sure enough, they are puppets. But their technology is so advanced. After all, it's a product of the Imperial Research Department. I was also shocked when I saw it for the first time. All right, Butler Xiaolong, please go and cook some dishes to entertain our distinguished guests. Shinobi Naruto laughed. The maid bowed and stepped back, watching the maid leave. Boruto looked at Naruto in the ninja realm and whispered, Brother Naruto, can I ask you a question? Huh? If you want to ask anything, just ask directly. You don't have to be so polite with me. Ninja World Naruto said cheerfully. Brother Naruto, when are you going to marry Sister Hinata? Boruto said. Marry Hinata? Ninja World Naruto was shocked and shouted, why are you asking me this question? I'm not even 18 years old yet. What? Not yet 18? How is that possible? Brother Saruto by Konohamaru, you look almost 18, right? Boruto shouted, and the image of the muscular Konohamaru immediately appeared in his mind. Huh? Konohamaru? He's only 14. How can he be 18? Shinobi Naruto yelled. 10. 14. Boruto and Sasuke screamed at the same time, their eyelids twitching wildly. You said that muscular guy who is over 1.85 meters tall and has a body full of tendons is 14 years old. 14 years old. When Sasuke was 14, he was still a little kid, less than 1.6 meters tall. As for Boruto, he is less than 13 years old and less than 1.5 meters tall. He didn't think that he could grow to that height in just 1 year. No, even if he was 1.6 meters tall, he wouldn't be able to reach that height. What do people in this world eat to grow? Yeah, 14. Is that surprising? Shinobi Naruto was puzzled. After living in the Empire for a year and a half, he had long forgotten the fact that he was once short. No, Boruto shook his head, then said wordly, Brother Naruto, although you are not yet 18 years old, you are not young anymore. You should also be thinking about getting married, right? Will the object be Sister Hinata? You little brat, why do you always care about this? According to the average marriage age in the Empire, it should be around 24 or 25, and 18 is still too early. Really, my dad and mom didn't urge me. Why do you care so much about this? Shinobi Naruto complained. How could I not care? This world is so strange. I am afraid that I will die before I am even born in this world. I think Hinata's sister seems to like you very much. She's also a very nice and gentle person. You'll definitely be very happy if you can marry a woman like her. Boruto laughed. Sasuke on the side couldn't help but feel his heart tighten. The world here is so weird. It couldn't be that bastard Naruto is still obsessed with Sakura, right? If he and Sakura were to be together, what would happen to me in this world? The thought of the two of them turning off the lights at night with their bodies stacked on top of each other made me feel really sad. In Boruto, Sasuke's face turned green and he became restless in an instant. He coughed softly and said, Naruto-kun, it's better to find a gentle woman. Besides, compared to loving someone, being loved is the happiest thing. How come even brothers Uoju said that? Really? Ninja World Naruto shook his head helplessly. I really don't think too much about things like love and marriage. What I want to do most now is to surpass the arrogant Sasuke as soon as possible. I don't want to see that bastard continue to be so arrogant in front of me. Huh? Smelly Sasuke? Boruto muttered, glancing at his uncle Sasuke. Why is it so arrogant? It's obviously cool. Boruto Sasuke's eyelids twitched and he smiled awkwardly. Is that so? Having goals to pursue and surpass is a good thing, but getting married and having children are also major events in life and cannot be taken lightly. Okay, I get it. Stop talking. Butler Sayalong, is the food ready? Naruto from the ninja world couldn't stand the two people's nagging anymore and urged the smart butler. The smart butler Sayalong quickly brought plates of food to the table. Look at the various strange dishes and smell the fragrance. Bo's mouth was watering. He shouted and began to show off his food fiercely, shouting while eating. Wow. Delicious. So delicious. Even better than the kamen ramen burger. What is this dish called? This is mapo tofu. It's soft, tender, sweet, and delicious. What about this? What about this? It tastes so fresh and tender. This is boiled fish fillet, this is 3 fresh mushroom soup, and this is grilled frog mito. They are all delicious. Why are these dishes so delicious? Boruto kept yelling. Sasuke nodded as he ate. When it comes to cooking, people in this world are far ahead of their own world. Full of food. Boruto suddenly thought of something and said, that's not right. Why did we start eating first? Where are Minato-sama uncle and Aunt Kushina? Upon hearing this, Ninja World Naruto immediately rolled his eyes. They are living in their own world. They said that I am a big boy and have a little dragon butler, so I don't need their care. I need to learn to be independent so we don't live together. From the looks of it, it feels like I will have a younger brother or sister soon. Ha, brother and sister, uncle, aunt. Boruto was dumbfounded when he heard this. Sasuke showed a hint of envy. The two then chatted with Naruto for a while before being arranged to go to the room to rest. However, they did not rest immediately, but gathered together again. Under bright lights, Boruto sat on the edge of the bed. Boruto Sasuke sat on a chair and said seriously, just now my shadow clone completed the investigation and sent back the memory. This world is much more complicated than you and I imagined at the beginning. Uncle Sasuke, please tell me, why does this world have 2 fathers? Boruto urged. According to the intelligence, this situation was caused by the fact that Uzumaki Naruto came from another world. Boruto, Sasuke said. Another world. Yes, just like us, to the people originally from this world, Uzumaki Naruto, as well as Hinata, Kiba, and Neji we met before, all belong to another world. Page 143. Boruto Sasuke nodded. This is too weird, right? Why is this world so weird? Grandpa and Grandma are alive, Dad has become a muscular man, and technology is so advanced. What is the point of martial arts? Boruto asked. It all originated from a man named Senju Yamato. He unified the ninja world at that time 24 years ago. Boruto, Sasuke said. Senju Yamato? A member of the Senju clan? He must be very powerful to be able to do this. Maybe we can ask him to help us deal with Urashiki, Boruto said with his eyes brightening. It's useless. Unifying the ninja world sounds great. But it's not that difficult. Whether it is the first generation Hokage, Hashirama Senju, or Uchiha Madara, they can do it. Even your father and I can do it. We are able to do this thanks to the power of Indra and Asura, but the fundamental reason is the Sage of Six Paths. Even if others unify the ninja world, they are still far from being comparable to us. So it's impossible to rely on others, Boruto. This time, we can only rely on ourselves. In Boruto, Sasuke has a very firm attitude. Is that so? Boruto looked regretful. Have a good rest. We have to keep a close eye on Naruto these days. We can't let Urashiki take advantage of us. Boruto, Naruto Next Generation. Sasuke said this for the last time and then left the room to rest. Early the next morning, Boruto and Sasuke got up early, only to find that their master, Naruto, was still sleeping soundly. However, Xiaolong, who was the smart butler, saw the two of them wake up and went to wake up Naruto of the ninja world. After the three of them had breakfast, Naruto from the ninja world said he wanted to go out for exercise. The three of them walked out of the villa gate. Then I met a figure walking out from the villa opposite. Look at him. Boruto couldn't help but exclaimed, "It's Uncle Sasuke." Boruto Sasuke couldn't help but stroke his forehead and sighed in his heart. What? Ninja World. Sasuke's handsome face showed a trace of surprise, tilted his head, looked at Boruto and said, "Who are you calling uncle, little brat?" There was a hint of coldness in his eyes, as if he was ready to fight if they disagreed. What? Boruto was shocked. Is Uncle Sasuke in this world so aggressive? Wasn't it just a slip of the tongue when he called him uncle? Is it really that serious? I'm sorry, Boruto, he made a slip of the tongue. Could you, my powerful and handsome lord, please let this brat go? Boruto Sasuke said quickly. He thought about himself at this age. If he had not experienced the final battle in the Valley of the End, any wild dog passing by that dared to bark at him would probably be hit by Amaterasu's character. He was really afraid that he would be like this in this world and would just start fighting. Ahahaha Sasuke, don't be angry, Boruto didn't mean it. What a coincidence, we went out together today. Ninja World. Naruto laughed at Ninja World. Sasuke. Tuscan polite brat, remember to be more careful next time and be careful of what you say. Ninja World. Sasuke said to Boruto coldly, and then said to Naruto, "You lazy bastard, you got up pretty early today. By the way, what's the matter with these two guys? Why did they come out of your house? And this one-armed guy seems very strange. A one-armed old man? How could this world's Uncle Sasuke be so rude? Calling me a brat is fine, but calling yourself a one-armed man?" Boruto felt a little angry. But it was Sasuke in Boruto who sighed. This feeling is just right. But why do I feel a little ashamed? You mean Boruto and Zyuoju. They just came to the imperial capital for tourism, and they don't have a place to stay at the moment, so I let them stay with me temporarily. As for why you asked Zyuoju and Boruto to make people feel close, Brother Da Ming said that they might have been our relatives many generations ago. Shinobi Naruto explained with a smile. 132. Chapter 131. Otsutsuki Urashiki arrives. 132. Is that right? Ninja World. Sasuke nodded and immediately lost interest in the two. Turn around and walk out. Seeing this, Boruto Sasuke couldn't help but stretch out his hand and said, "And many more." What? Do you have anything else to do? Ninja World. Sasuke looked back very indifferently. How is your relationship with Haruno Sakura now? Boruto Sasuke asked with a slightly embarrassed look. Haruno Sakura? What do you mean? Ninja Sasuke frowned. As far as I know, Haruno Sakura should like you. She has been with you for a long time and has given a lot for you. She is a very good girl. If you are considering getting married, she should be a good match. Sasuke said in Boruto. Boruto on the side heard this and thought to himself. Uncle Sasuke is indeed afraid of this world and has completely gone astray. If Uncle Sasuke in this world didn't marry Aunt Haruno Sakura, then Sarada would be gone, right? As for Sasuke's heart in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. Although a large part of him was indeed afraid that Sarada would disappear, but another part. That's also because you're afraid of Naruto. If Naruto in this world can't be with Hinata, will he be with Sakura? If that's true, isn't it too scary? How will it be calculated then? Did the Naruto in this world indirectly put a hat on himself, or did he indirectly put a hat on the Naruto in this world? It's scary just thinking about it. One-armed man, you're meddling in too many things, aren't you? If giving is rewarding, then there are too many women for me to respond to, right? Ninja World Sasuke looked disdainful. What does this mean? Boruto's Sasuke showed a hint of surprise. You mean Zyangling? He thought of this perverted woman and how she had paid a lot for him. It's not just Zyangling. There are tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of girls in the entire empire who like Sasuke, and there are not a few who devote themselves to him every day. Naruto finished his words. A series of roars sounded not far away. Damn bastard. Get out of our way. Get out of our way. We want to see our brother Sasuke. Brother is already up. Don't think we don't know. Go away. Brother Sasuke just got up now. He must be very hungry. He needs our loving breakfast. This is the loving breakfast I brought especially for Brother Sasuke. You will be responsible if it gets cold. Listen to these roars. Boruto and Sasuke in Boruto Next Generations were stunned. What is this? Boruto asked. The girl who likes Sasuke. Ninja World Naruto sighed. Ah, Uncle Sasuke brother, are you so popular? Boruto said blankly, then looked at his uncle Sasuke. In Boruto, Sasuke also looks confused about this. I was indeed quite popular among girls when I was young, but that was only when I was young. By the time everyone was almost adults, the girls were far less crazy. Of course, Sasuke is one of the most handsome men in the empire, and with Itachi looking for a wife for him online, it's hard not to be popular. Ninja World Naruto shrugged. Humph. That idiot is totally unnecessary. Ninja World Sasuke complained coldly. Not far away, a roar was heard. It turned out that the earth escape technique used by the warrior who was responsible for guarding the gate was shattered, and a group of women immediately swarmed towards Sasuke of the ninja world. Sasuke-ne, we're here. Sasuke-ne, eat mine. Eat mine. Eat mine. Brother Sasuke. The roar of a group of women made Ninja Sasuke frown. A blood-red light appeared in his eyes, and then he glanced at the group of women. These women then turned around and left with confused looks. Is this a Mangekyo? So powerful, Boruto said, looking into the eyes of Sasuke in the ninja world. Page 144. This is not an ordinary kaleidoscope, but the eternal eye, and the pupil power is very strong. In Boruto, Sasuke's eyes flashed. The power in Sasuke's eyes was definitely far beyond his own eternal eye at that time, and it felt like it was approaching the Rinnegan. It seems that he is quite capable. But unfortunately, without the Rinnegan, it is not enough to deal with Urashiki. You do have some knowledge. Sasuke from the ninja world glanced at Sasuke from Boruto proudly. The Uchiha clan's Sharingan is a world-famous eye. I have studied this powerful eye for some time, so I know a thing or two about it. Boruto, Sasuke said. HMPH Ninja World. Sasuke snorted coldly. I hope you're not one of those rats that peer into the Uchiha's eyes. Of course, said Sasuke in Boruto. Ninja World. Sasuke raised the corner of his mouth slightly and walked towards the door. Haruno Sakura is a good girl. If you ever want to get married, give her more consideration. Boruto, Naruto Next Generation's Sasuke said finally. Shut up. I don't need you to remind me of my affairs. You're so nagging. As a strong man, how can I be bound by a woman? You look so exhausted and your chakra is so thin. Did a woman suck it all away? You still dare to teach me when you are in this state? Ridiculous. Ninja Sasuke cursed in dissatisfaction. This made Sasuke and Boruto look dark and constipated. My own self in this world has a really poisonous mouth. What do you mean I have a fake face? If it weren't for that bastard Yurishiki who absorbed my chakra, how could I be like this? Humph. Even though I'm this weak, I'm still much stronger than you, a bastard. If I wasn't afraid of causing misunderstanding, I would beat you up. In Boruto, Sasuke showed his maturity as a middle-aged man, suppressed his anger and said, due to some special reasons, something went wrong with my chakra. This has nothing to do with women. Ninja World Sasuke just sneered and walked out. Ninja World Naruto smiled awkwardly and said, sorry, Sasuke is just a big mouth, but he's actually not a bad person. I know. Boruto Sasuke said, Naruto-kun, don't you still need to exercise? Let's go together. I also want to continue watching. Okay, let's go. Ninja World Naruto smiled and walked out of the door with Ninja World Sasuke. Just out the door, Boruto and Sasuke in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations saw 3 women who were also waiting at the gate of the community. Each of these 3 women had pink hair and was wearing a pink chingsam. One with long blonde hair, bare waist, and a tight purple dress. One was wearing a white collar uniform, black stockings on her legs, and glasses. They were both holding a bento in their hands. After Ninja World Sasuke came out, they took it out at the same time and said with a smile on their faces, Sasuke, dear lunchbox, I've already told you I don't need it. Let's go and train together. I don't want to lose to Naruto, the last one in the next competition. Sasuke of the Ninja World said indifferently. The 3 women followed him away happily. Brother Sasuke, he is really popular with women. Boruto muttered and looked at his uncle Sasuke again. Shouldn't Ino like Sai? Boruto, Sasuke said a little confused. Huh? Sai and Ino. How is that possible? Ino has always liked Sasuke since she was a child. Ninja World Naruto added. Of course I know this, but in our world, Ino and Sai got married in the end. Boruto Sasuke complained in his heart. Looking at the calm expression of Naruto in the ninja world, he couldn't help but say, Brother Naruto, don't you have any thoughts when you see them being so close? Ah, what do you mean? Ninja World Naruto was stunned for a moment, then said in horror, You are not a member of Naruto and Sasuke's party, are you? Sasuke and I have nothing to do with each other. We were kissed before, but it was all framed by someone. Don't let your imagination run wild. Exclamation, who the hell is this kind of person? In Boruto, Sasuke roared in his heart and glanced at Boruto from the corner of his eye. The little devil's eyes widened. What? Have saw brother Sasuke and brother Naruto kissed? Oh my god. A man and a man, brother Naruto. As he said this, he looked at his uncle Sasuke again and thought to himself. This one of ours, couldn't he have kissed his dad too? That shouldn't be possible, right? It's impossible, right? In Boruto, Sasuke's face turned green and livid. Who would be bored enough to think about something like that? Forget it, let's go. Boruto, Sasuke doesn't want to talk to this idiot anymore. Turn around and leave. Ninja World Naruto was stunned, then laughed. I'm glad you didn't misunderstand me. Let's go now. Having said that, he took Boruto and left. In the next few days, Boruto and Sasuke in Boruto Next Generations lived with Naruto in the ninja world and met a lot of people, but these people did not attract much attention from the 2. They just followed Naruto in the ninja world. Sasuke in Boruto Next generations created a shadow clone to follow Naruto in the Empire. He monitored the daily routines of the two Narutos to guard against attacks by Otsutsuki Urashiki until on the outskirts of the imperial capital. The space fluctuated. Otsutsuki Urashiki suddenly appeared. He looked up at the dim sun in the sky with a wicked smile on his face. It's finally here, the world of the past. This time I must get the nine-tailed fox. As he spoke, his figure floated high into the sky. Soon we flew over rows of tall trees and saw the magnificent view of the imperial capital. This made his evil look pause, and he muttered with a strange expression, "Where is this place? Is this really the Konoha of the past? Why does it look more developed than the original Konoha? Or have I come to some other place? Forget it, let's find a few people to harvest the chakra and get some information at the same time. I am not like Momoshiki and Kinshiki, those two fools who went into battle without getting any intelligence and ended up being defeated. It's really stupid." After he finished speaking, his figure slowly floated towards the imperial capital. Floating halfway, he heard a noise and looked down. I saw a black-haired girl with white eyes slapping the surrounding trees with both palms. Under this slapping, the trees showed strange changes. Either it will explode in a moment or it will wither and die. See this scene. Kushi couldn't help muttering, "This woman Mayan, is she the descendant of that bastard Kaguya? Ha ha ha, what a coincidence. As the descendant of that bastard Kaguya, she should know a lot of information, right? Her chakra looks very tempting too." He grinned, pulled out the red fishing rod and swung it. The fishing line stretched, and the hook shot straight toward Hinata below. I have to work harder. Only in this way can I not be left far behind by Naruto. So I have to work hard. Wait, this aura is wrong. Hinata, who was training hard, suddenly felt a burst of malice coming from the sky, and the air was fluctuating. This made her stop exercising quickly and jump back to avoid it. The fishhook hit the ground straight on, creating a hole in the ground. Hinata looked up at the sky, watching Otsutsuki Urashiki slowly descend and said, "Bayan, are you also from the Hyuga clan? Why are you attacking me?" She said this, her eyes bulging with veins, her hands in a defensive stance. "Huh? The Hyuga clan? Little girl, your words make me a little angry. This lowly race is worthy of being compared with me." "Who?" she said somewhat unhappily. "Hinata lowly? Who are you?" Hinata of the ninja world shouted. "You want my information? Well, please me as much as you can, and I might tell you then." Pushi smiled evilly and swung the fishing rod again. "Since he is an enemy, I will not hold back." Breath of thunder. 8 trigrams lightning palm. Hinata from the ninja world took a deep breath, and electricity ran through her body. He clapped his hands, and a palm strike with the force of thunder directly hit the fishing line. The fishing line was blown away, and the force of thunder rushed along the fishing line directly to Urashiki's body. His body stiffened. This little girl Bushi was a little surprised. Moonsep. Hinata succeeded in her attack, stomped her feet on the spot, and soared into the sky, flying towards Urashiki. Bushi was shocked when he saw this. What? A lower species actually has the ability to fly? 8 trigrams lightning control palm. Hinata shouted loudly and waved her hands, sending out bolts of lightning palm power one after another. Upon seeing this, Pushi finally gave up his contemptuous thoughts. A black hole appeared in the void behind him, and he sank into it and disappeared. "It's gone. Is this a space-related ability?" Hinata frowned. Page 145. But she wasn't too worried. After all, as long as the enemy was around, they couldn't escape her contempt. The same is true. Urashiki appeared not far behind him and attacked Hinata again, but Hinata knocked the fishing line away with one palm. Tusk, a woman of inferior race, after gaining the power of Byakugan, is also so difficult to deal with. It seems you must be a rare genius among the descendants of that inferior race Kaguya. Kaguya? Do you mean Kaguya Otsutsuki? Hinata asked, startled. Oh, A random low-class creature knows Kaguya's information? What time point is this in this space and time? Urashiki was a little confused. Low-class creature Kaguya, could it be that you are the enemy that His Majesty is referring to, a member of the Otsutsuki clan? Hinata's heart moved, and she suddenly discovered something horrible and screamed. Even the Otsutsuki clan knows about this. This is not a good time. That stinky fox must be quite old. Tisk, it might be troublesome to catch him now. Pushi looked depressed. 133. Chapter 132. Boruto, Sasuke, Urashiki is very strong, we must attack together. 133. Upon hearing this, Hinata confirmed that the person in front of her should be Otsutsuki. Without hesitation, he turned around and ran. According to the Empire's announcement, ordinary people can never be a match for the Otsutsuki. Huh? You want to run away? That won't work. Your chakra belongs to me. Urashiki smiled evilly, and his Byakugan instantly transformed into blue samsara eyes. Not long after, Hinata fell to the ground weakly and lost consciousness. Urashiki smiled evilly and raised a ball of blue chakra, then stuffed it into the fish basket on his body. Really good chakra. It's worth my hard work. It's a pity that I still haven't found out much information, but facing a stinky fox from the modern era, I must be more cautious. During this period, maybe that stinky fox has already completed his subjugation of Kaguya. It is unwise to attack the city directly. Maybe I can use this woman to slowly lure the people inside out, harvest chakra, and obtain more information. After saying that, he gently patted his torn clothes and the smile on his lips faded. The next day, early morning. Boruto Next Generation. Sasuke follows Naruto from the ninja world to the usual training ground, and is shocked to find that Hinata, who usually waits for Naruto early in the morning, is not there. This made Ninja World Naruto scratch his head in surprise and said, "Hey, why didn't Hinata come today? Did she ask for leave for other things?" As he said this, he also looked at Imperial Naruto and Neji. No, Hinata seemed to have been training outside alone for a long time yesterday. Imperial Naruto also frowned. I didn't meet Hinata this morning either. Neji also frowned. Hey? Hinata won't have any accidents, right? Ah, this shouldn't be possible. This is the Empire. How could there be any accidents? Maybe rest at home. Ninja World Naruto muttered something, then shook his head in self-denial. Boruto and Sasuke from Boruto, Naruto Next Generations looked at each other subconsciously when they heard this. Disappearing in the wild, could it be that guy Urashiki? The two of them immediately thought of what Urashiki had done outside Konoha village, which was too similar to what was happening now. They both frowned, looking thoughtful. Seeing this, Imperial Naruto raised his eyebrows, patted the two men on the shoulders, and then moved away from Ninja World Naruto, Choji, Kiba, and others. Tell me, do you know something? Imperial Naruto asked. It may be that the enemy we talked about before has taken action. Boruto, Sasuke said. That bastard can absorb other people's chakra, so he likes to hunt ninjas. He has done this in our village before. Boruto clenched his fists and said angrily. Absorbing chakra, is that why Hinata became a target? What a bold guy. But since you dared to attack the citizens of the Empire, then I have no reason to pretend that I didn't see anything. Imperial Naruto said. The vest on his body shattered, his rock-like muscles made crackling sounds, and his hands clasped together. Use gentle pressure. Lala brother Daming, do you want to take action against that guy? Boruto said. Of course, I will not forgive anyone who dares to attack an Imperial citizen. Imperial Naruto nodded. But that guy is very strong. Boruto said. Very strong? That's great. I'm really looking forward to fighting a truly strong person. Let Mr. Kai get a head start before that. This time, I can't give it to anyone else no matter what. Imperial Naruto had anticipation on his face. It seems that you have made up your mind. In this case I hope you can stay with little Naruto and don't separate, Boruto Sasuke said as he looked at Imperial Naruto and Uzumaki Naruto in the distance. I was thinking in my heart. With two Narutos together, no matter who Urashiki's target is, they can protect him. Of course, no problem. You also said that the enemy's target is me or Naruto-chan. If the two of us are together, it is indeed the best option. Imperial Naruto laughed. The three then returned and continued their exercise as if nothing had happened. But compared to usual time, Imperial Naruto asked the others to speak a lot louder. Drink ah. Waves of roars could be heard from far away. Pushi, who had been waiting for a long time and wanted to continue hunting, heard it clearly. He raised his eyebrows and showed joy. Oh, I met someone again so soon. I hope the quality of my chakra this time can be as high as yesterday. After saying that, he flew into the sky and quickly flew towards the Imperial Naruto group, but not close yet. Imperial Naruto raised his head and looked towards the southwest. Boruto Next Generation Sasuke saw what Imperial Naruto was doing and showed a hint of surprise, and was about to ask. Boruto Sasuke couldn't help but frown. This undisguised chakra is Urashiki. After saying that, he also looked up towards the southwest. That guy is here, Boruto exclaimed. Are you here? Just in time. Let me see what strength you have that dares to go against the Empire. Imperial Naruto crossed his arms. Hearing the words of the three people, Naruto, Kiba, Neji, and Choji from the ninja world stopped training at the same time. Ninja world, Naruto asked curiously, what are you talking about? What's Urashiki? What's the enemy of the Empire? Naruto in the ninja world was very confused, and so were the others. How could anyone in this world dare to be an enemy of the Empire? Are you kidding me? I'll explain this later. Let's meet the enemy first. Imperial Naruto's eyes were burning. Anyway, everyone be careful. This time, the enemy will definitely be beyond your imagination. His strength is far beyond the reach of ordinary ninjas. In Boruto, Sasuke reminds everyone. He and Boruto quickly went on alert far away. Pushi, dressed in white and with an evil look on his face, soon appeared above everyone's heads. The first time he saw Naruto in the ninja world, he couldn't help but show surprise and said, Stinky Fox. Ha, I'm so lucky that I found you so quickly. And the chakras of these guys next to them also look very good. Ha, so you two are here too? Are you trying to stop me? But I'm afraid you can't do it based on your current state. Wait, who is this muscle guy? Why does he look so much like a stinky fox? Pushi finished speaking with a strange look on his face. Compared to those two idiots Momoshiki, he had been in the ninja world for quite a while and had gathered a lot of intelligence. He didn't remember that the stinky fox had any brothers or sisters. Baiyan? Is he from Hyuga? Naruto in the ninja world asked curiously while looking at Urashiki in the sky. Hey. You really an enemy of the Empire? You're really too bold, aren't you? Aren't you afraid of being beaten to death? He looked at Urashiki and screamed, with a look on his face as if he had seen a ghost. Baiyan foreigners are enemies? Didn't Neji in this world say that the Hyuga were the most united group? It's ridiculous that there are traitors. Ninja world, Ninji whispered. You are the enemy? Your muscles don't make me feel strong. At this time, Imperial Naruto couldn't help but shake his head, looking at Ninja World Naruto with disappointment and said, Naruto-chan, Hinata must have been kidnapped by this guy. I'll leave it to you from now on. What? You kidnapped Hinata? Asshole. I won't forgive you. Ninja World Naruto was instantly furious. Without further ado, page 146. He put his hands together and immediately entered the Sage Wind escape mode. Orange eyeshadow appeared and a breeze lingered all over the body. Then, without saying anything, he flew directly towards Urashiki in the sky. Wait, Dad Naruto brother. Idiot. Urashiki is not an enemy that can be dealt with by one person. Boruto and Sasuke in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations were very anxious, and at the same time a little annoyed by the arrogance of Imperial Naruto. I've already said that this time the enemy is a bigger enemy than ever before, but you're still planning to watch the show and let little Naruto fight alone. How stupid. In Boruto, Sasuke is not at all worried about little Naruto. The Magatama Samsara eye glared. The power of the heavenly hand is activated. Ninja World Naruto was instantly sucked back to his side. This made everyone stunned, and then they looked at Naruto in the ninja world, who was also a little confused. And beside him, Sasuke from Boruto was panting. Huff huff huff, I've already told you that this enemy is very difficult to deal with. Don't be so impulsive. I don't have any extra chakra. I'm going to activate my next Sky Hand power. You have to be careful. Boruto, Sasuke said with a depressed look. He felt that the people in this world were extremely arrogant. This is the Otsutsuki, a terrifying race far superior to mortals. This is a kaleidoscope, I understand, brothers Uoju. Naruto in the ninja world looked at Sasuke's eyes in Boruto and nodded reluctantly. Boruto said nothing, and at this moment, he directly fired an invisible Rasengan at Urashiki. Pushi calmly avoided it, looked down at everyone and said, "You are as cautious as ever, but it's useless. No one in this world can stop me." Urashiki said proudly, swinging the red fishing rod. The silk thread stretched out and hooked straight towards Naruto of the ninja realm. This thing can absorb people's chakra. Everyone be careful not to get hit. In Boruto, Sasuke reminded that he was about to open it with a Kusanagi sword in hand. As a result, at this time, in the ninja world, Naruto swept his right leg, and a 10-meter-long air blade flew out, knocking the chakra fishing line away. This made Boruto's Sasuke stunned. He had never seen this move in the past few days. Sinky Fox, you have some strength, but that's all. It's useless. Urashiki smiled wickedly, but this time he didn't get the chance to attack. Ninja World Naruto shouted, "Windblade! Storm kicks dance!" Shinobi Naruto kicked with both legs. Dozens, hundreds of air blades shot up into the sky, flying towards Urashiki. The stinky foxes in this world are more powerful than expected. Pushi frowned, and a serious look gradually emerged on his face. In his eyes, a blue light flashed, and circles appeared. Afterwards, his body moved freely among the air blades and dodged them above the ground. Imperial Naruto looked into Urashiki's eyes, revealing a hint of surprise. Is this the Samsara eye? Most people don't have this kind of eyes. The Rinnegan, isn't that the eye of the Six Paths sage? This guy isn't the Six Paths sage either, Ye said in surprise. Maybe he is the so-called Otsutsuki clan, Neji said. The voices of several people reached Boruto and Sasuke in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, which surprised them. Do you know Otsutsuki? Boruto Sasuke asked. Of course, they are a group of terrible guys and our real enemy. Imperial Naruto nodded. Since you know how terrifying they are, why don't you take action together now? Boruto asked, looking puzzled. Because it's a little strange, he doesn't look very strong. Imperial Naruto said. Not strong? Is this still not strong? Boruto and Sasuke were speechless for a moment. These guys are really arrogant. Boruto and Sasuke were a little disappointed with them. They were about to help Ninja World Naruto and besiege Urashiki together. Imperial Naruto appeared beside them in an instant and then pressed them with both hands and said, Don't be so anxious, let Naruto-chan test the opponent's strength first. Since the other party is the Otsutsuki, we must collect information on this aspect. You are too confident. If Urashiki captures the 9 tails, the whole world will be doomed. Sasuke said anxiously in Boruto. 9-tailed fox. Little Naruto no longer has that thing in him, and if the Otsutsuki needs to rely on the power of a pet like the 9-tailed fox, then I will be very disappointed. Imperial Naruto laughed. What he said almost made Boruto and Sasuke in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations almost gasp for air. What is a pet called nine-tailed fox? Do you even know what you are talking about? Nine-tailed fox, that is a terrifying beast. Naruto relied on its power to become the strongest Hokage in history. You guys really are in Boruto. Sasuke shook his head helplessly. Don't worry, just listen to Brother Da Ming. He's super strong. With him around, there's nothing to worry about. Ye Chong smiled and comforted the two of them. No matter what, they are all Otsutsuki. They control power that ordinary people can never match. Boruto still didn't give up. But at this time no one spoke again, and everyone stared at the sky. Shhhhhhh above the sky, blades of energy broke through the air. Urashiki flashed proudly in the sky, avoiding all attacks, and sneered triumphantly. Stinky fox, your attacks are completely useless against me. Why don't you just wait for me to harvest your chakra? Why do you have to experience despair? Brother Da Ming said that when my attacks fail to defeat the enemy, it's either because the attacks are not fast enough or not heavy enough. Now maybe my attacks are not fast enough or dense enough. Ninja World Naruto was not discouraged at all, but replied very seriously. So what are you going to do? Are you going to use a stronger attack to defeat me? Pushi laughed. That's right. The voice of Ninja World Naruto fell. Pushi wanted to make a few more sarcastic remarks. Then I saw the other person put his hands together again. A roar followed, immortal wind style, infinite continuous bombs. Call the wind surrounding Naruto in the ninja world began to become violent. Hundreds, thousands of wind spirals swirled. Then, under Pushi's surprised gaze, countless air shells hit him as densely as rain. Boom. 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 Boom! Countless white gas bombs appeared out of thin air. 134. Chapter 133 Imperial Naruto. Hit me hard. Let me see the power of the Otsutsuki. 134. Tusk. The stinky fox has some strength, but it's still far from enough for me. Ha 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 ha. Pushi calmly shuttled through the dense air bullets, laughing wildly. The figure flickered among the countless air bombs. Everyone, please help Brother Xiao Ming. There's no point in continuing like this. Pushi's eyes are definitely not easy to deal with. We must work together. Boruto shouted anxiously. I told you not to worry. If this level of attack is not enough, then just continue to upgrade the attack intensity. Otsutsuki Urashiki, if that's all your strength, you can't defeat little Naruto. Imperial Naruto laughed. As he finished speaking, he also said, that's right. Although I don't know how strong you are, we are not as weak as you think. Especially Naruto, he is a genius warrior. Just watch carefully, Naruto's strength is not limited to this. Neji also said, You guys. Alas. Boruto was angry and anxious, but with Naruto holding his shoulders, he could only look at Sasuke in Boruto Next Generations. As a result, at this moment, before Boruto Sasuke could speak, a roar sounded. It's not over yet. Would release. The tree world is coming. Naruto's full head of golden hair stood up. A beam of chakra light shot up into the sky. Under the shocked gazes of Boruto and Sasuke in Boruto Next Generations, the ground trembled, and within a radius of more than 10 kilometers, huge tree roots broke out and soared into the sky. They stabbed towards the sky's Pushi. What's going on? How could a stinky fox know this kind of ninjutsu? This doesn't match the intelligence at all. Damn it! Urashiki was shocked. He wanted to fly higher to avoid this perfect covering attack. However, Naruto in the ninja world will never give him this chance again. Immortal Wind Escape, Void Realm. Ninja World Naruto shouted again. The wind howled all around. The air currents above the clouds responded, and a terrible storm began to swirl violently. The whole world seemed to have entered doomsday, with thunder and tornadoes raging. Page 147. Even with Pushi's strength, he couldn't fly freely in it. Soon he was hit by a series of air bullets, his clothes were torn, and he let out wailing sounds. Simultaneously, countless trees had already shot up close, completely submerging him, enveloping him. The whole world was completely quiet at this moment. Everyone looked up at the sky from afar. The trees that enveloped Pushi looked like countless thick willow branches tangled together, with a diameter of 500 to 600 meters and a height of several thousand meters. They penetrated deep into the clouds and looked extremely magnificent, like a strange giant tree in the world. Finally solved. This guy is really a bit difficult to deal with. His evasive ability is unexpectedly strong. If we can't completely seal off the space around him, it will be difficult to really hurt him. Ninja World Naruto exhaled, turned his head and looked back at everyone, while not forgetting to give a thumbs up to Boruto and Sasuke in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. Indeed, that kind of evasive ability is almost a natural enemy for enemies that don't have a wide range of attacks, but other than that, it doesn't seem to be anything worth worrying about. The Ninja World's Ninja said, his expression calm. Hey, alien Otsutsuki-sama, your strength is not just this, is it? I wanted to see Brother Dai Naru take action, but this is it. Ninja Kaya shrugged with a sneer. Look relaxed. This attitude. Boruto and Sasuke stared in shock. Boruto said, what's going on here? Shouldn't Brother Ming in this world be my father in another time and space? Why can he use wood release? Is his name Senju Naruto? Or have we made a mistake again? This isn't my dad when he was young. Then where is my dad? In Boruto, Sasuke also cannot understand the situation. Naruto doesn't have the 9 tails, but he can use wood release. This is totally wrong. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. The most important thing is that the intensity is too high, right? That was the Otsutsuki. And he was defeated in an instant? No way? No way? If it ends like this, then what's the difference between what we said and did before and the clowns? In Boruto, Sasuke was silent, not knowing whether to be happy or depressed. No, that guy hasn't been defeated yet, as expected. I knew that Otsutsuki wouldn't be that weak. Great. At this time, Imperial Naruto shook his head repeatedly, his mouth corners slightly raised, and he smiled with some excitement. Not defeated yet. Naruto from the ninja world showed surprise and looked towards the top of the giant tree with a serious expression. Oh, as expected of you, you are the Otsutsuki. You must be strong to be valued by the Empire. Brother Daming, do you need us to contact His Majesty? It started to get serious. Not needed for now. Imperial Naruto shook his head, then gently twisted his neck making a crackling sound, and the corners of his mouth almost cracked to the back of his teeth. Boruto and Sasuke became alert after hearing these words. This guy is an Otsutsuki after all, so he's definitely not that easy to deal with. It took almost all the power of the ninja world to defeat Momoshiki before. So, please work together. I beg you. Boruto said again. There is no medicine for regret in this world. Sasuke also said in Boruto. The Imperials had no time to reply. Boom! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. A terrifying roar was heard. The huge tree that Naruto of the ninja world wrapped around Urashiki completely exploded. A pillar of chakra light shot up into the sky, sweeping away all the clouds within several kilometers around it. A strange-looking bird-like creature with white feather horns on its head and golden eyes on its forehead and eyes appeared in front of everyone. His expression was distorted and he opened his mouth and screamed, "You damned inferior creatures! You disgusting ants! I will kill you all!" The moment the words fell, he turned into golden light and swooped down. Behind it, sonic boom clouds exploded. Kiba, Neji, Choji, and Boruto's pupils contracted and they couldn't see each other's movements at all. Wait for the reaction. Then there was a loud bang and the earth shook. They were all blown away. But even so, their eyes never moved away. The monster that looked like Otsutsuki Urashima had arrived in front of Naruto of the ninja realm at some point in time, and stretched out a claw from above, as if it wanted to crack Naruto's head. Unfortunately, the strong figure of Imperial Naruto stood in front of Ninja World Naruto. He raised his right arm and steadily blocked Pushi's claw. Below the two of them was a pit with a diameter of tens of meters, and hundreds of meters of cracked ground. Trees were blown away one after another, flying backwards along with Kiba, Neji, Choji, and Boruto. In Boruto, Sasuke quickly leaps over and saves Boruto. "You lowly creature." Pushi's expression gradually changed from crazy to solemn. He couldn't understand why his attack was blocked like this. By an inferior creature. An ant. How did he do it? Brother Da Ming. Boruto screamed, "Are you okay?" Urashiki is a completely different guy. His posture is exactly the same as Momoshiki's before. His strength, speed, explosiveness, and ability have definitely been greatly enhanced. It is no longer comparable to ordinary people. Let's fight together. We can't underestimate each other anymore. In Boruto, Sasuke yelled anxiously. Ninja World's Kiba, Ninji, and Choji remained indifferent. It is Naruto in the ninja world who is ready to take action again. Seeing this, Imperial Naruto waved his other hand towards everyone and said, "Okay, Naruto-chan, Boruto-san, and brothers Uashu, you all step back. My blood is slowly warming up. The enemy of the Otsutsuki clan, a rare opponent. Let me enjoy it first." As he spoke, his eyes looked directly at Urashiki, who was standing not far away. You know the consequences of being defeated by Urashiki and having your chakra taken away?" In Boruto, Sasuke was a little crazy because of anger. "Brother Da Ming, please don't be so stubborn. You, uncles Uoju, and brother Xiao Ming will definitely be able to defeat the enemy together. Why do you have to fight Urashiki alone and put the world in danger?" Boruto also said with a conflicted look on his face. "Don't worry. You too, Brother Da Ming is one of the strongest people in the entire empire besides your majesty. He is 10 or even 100 times more powerful than me. If he can't deal with the enemy, then it's useless for us to come in greater numbers. It's better to just watch carefully and contact His Majesty directly if the situation is not right." Ninja World Naruto said with an optimistic look on his face. "Then you should inform His Majesty immediately." Boruto said. "Your Majesty should be watching by now." He didn't take any action because he wanted to see the battle between Da Ming and Pushi. Ninja World Naruto said. "What a hopeless bunch of guys, so arrogant," Sasuke cursed inwardly. Seeing that a group of people seemed to not take him seriously and were communicating calmly over there, Pushi felt extremely angry. The other leg kicked hard, hitting Imperial Naruto directly in the face. The violent impact caused a bigger hole in the earth under Imperial Naruto. The impact blew up trees in large numbers. But Imperial Naruto remained motionless. "You inferior creature, what the hell is wrong with you?" Pushi's pupils shrank, and he felt more and more that something was wrong. "What's wrong? Why is the attack so limited?" "Keep going. My physical strength is pretty good. In the Empire, except for your Majesty, I'm the strongest. So you won't be killed so easily. Please give it your all. Don't continue playing." Imperial Naruto frowned, looking at Urashiki with some dissatisfaction and some expectation. That look and tone made Pushi feel a little bit of fear in his heart. The moment this fear appeared, he became furious. He shook his head, threw away the fear, and became furious and roared, "Inferior creature. What's that look in your eyes? Are you looking down on me? Just you. An ant-like thing. Are you worthy of looking down on the great Otsutsuki? Die! 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 Die!" He roared and kicked Imperial Naruto's head, body, limbs, and even genitals with his legs frantically. The force of each of its blows caused the earth to explode again and again. The pit under the Empire Naruto quickly expanded from 200 meters to 500 meters, and then to 1,000 meters. Countless terrifying cracks spread out, blowing away trees and swallowing them up. In Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, Sasuke, Boruto, and other Ninja World members, Neji, and others retreat again and again. Finally, we retreated 4 or 5 kilometers before we found a suitable place to stay. In Boruto, Sasuke's brows were furrowed and his eyes never moved away from the central position. There, the smoke was thick, blocking everyone's view. But it concerns everyone's mind. Boruto and Boruto Next Generation Sasuke are particularly worried, fearing that something might happen to Imperial Naruto. This worry, until the loud voice of the Imperial Naruto came out clearly from the smoke. Why? Your power is still so weak? Are you afraid that you will defeat me in one blow, and thus not be able to enjoy the fun of fighting? Sorry, this is my mistake. I should have let you see my strength. Then you can use your full strength without worrying about it, right? You bastard. What the hell are you talking about? Wow. Urashiki's angry voice turned into a violent scream halfway through. In Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, Sasuke and Boruto saw that the smoke in the center was instantly blown away by an extremely powerful force, and a white figure flew out like a stream of light. It crashed into trees one after another and only stopped after flying several kilometers. Page 148. As for Imperial Naruto, he kept punching straight, with smoke coming out of his fist. Obviously, that white stream of light was Pushi. As for why it turned into a stream of light, it was naturally the result of being hit by a punch from Imperial Naruto. How is this possible? Just one punch knocked Urashiki away? And knocked him so far away? Is this the power a human should have? Are you kidding me? Boruto swallowed hard, sweat dripping down his forehead. He recalled the previous times when Imperial Naruto had patted his shoulder. Fortunately, Da-Ming held back his strength. If he hadn't, he would have been beaten into a pulp, right? It's too scary. From now on, I must not let Brother Da-Ming encounter it. In Boruto, the muscles on Sasuke's face twitched wildly and the corners of his eyes twitched. This muscular Naruto is much more powerful than I expected. Based on the power of this punch, Sasuke in Boruto feels that his complete form of Susanoo might be shattered by one punch. I can't stop it. I can't stop it at all. So horrible, boom. Exclamation in the distance, a white light quickly shot up into the sky, then flew in front of Imperial Naruto, looking down at Imperial Naruto from above. This figure is undoubtedly Pushi, just compared to before. His appearance was not evil or arrogant. Instead, he looked extremely embarrassed and pitiful. His white clothes had disappeared, leaving his upper body naked, with a clear fist mark on his stomach. The 2 feather-like horns on his head had also been broken, and he was bleeding all over. He was screaming like a madman. Damn inferior creatures. Damn ants. I'm going to kill you. Kill you. Kill you. Kill all of you. I don't want your chakra anymore. Turn them all into ashes. Tensuhurt Yuseming Yugu. Pushi pushed down with one palm. The violent chakra burst out and quickly condensed into a huge purple python that was at least a kilometer long. A giant chakra ball with a diameter of more than 100 meters condensed in the python's mouth and blasted towards Naruto. I went out and came back around 11 o'clock. I made some changes and saved the draft until now 135. Chapter 134 Pushi, don't come near me. You monster. 135. Oh no. Urashiki is serious. This move is definitely not so easy to deal with. Brother Da-Ming, get out of the way. Boruto yelled. When Sasuke in Boruto saw this, he was also extremely troubled. He saw how powerful Imperial Naruto was, but he also saw his extreme arrogance. This kind of person will never avoid the opponent's attack. If something goes wrong, it will be troublesome. He must be rescued. In Boruto, Sasuke gritted his teeth, glared with his Rinnegan and wanted to use his limited chakra to unleash his heavenly hand again to save Naruto. But his gaze was fixed on Imperial Naruto. In Boruto, Sasuke looked stunned. The power of the heavenly hand has failed. How could this happen? Could it be that Urashiki interfered with my ability? Damn it. This is really bad. In Boruto, Sasuke showed anxiety on his face and wanted to attack Urashiki. But at this time Imperial Naruto looked at the huge chakra ball in the sky and smiled. But the smile came and went quickly. Soon he frowned and whispered again, "Tensu, heard you say made you go? A nice move, but I want more than just that. Otsutsuki Urashiki, you must have a stronger power hidden? Don't hesitate, show it to me." As he spoke, he saw the chakra ball coming towards him, and he stretched out his right hand, spread his palm, and grabbed the huge chakra ball with one hand. Muscle release 100%. Unparalleled ghost back open. Boom! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Imperial Naruto's body swelled and his shoulder bones bulged like two small volcanoes, erupting this terrifying blood energy. A terrifying ghost face appeared behind him. At the same time, he clenched his right palm tightly. Insert your fingers one by one into the huge chakra ball. Next moment. Pen! Exclamation accompanied by a roar. The huge chakra ball was crushed. Countless fluorescent lights exploded, shot in all directions, and dissipated. The terrifying huge purple ball of light shattered like an illusion, filling the broken battlefield with a strange beauty far away. Boruto murmured with his eyes wide open, "Brother Daimyoji is really strong. It seems he can defeat Urashiki all by himself. Uncle Sasuke, this guy is so strong. Is this really something a human can do? It's impossible." Sasuke and Boruto couldn't understand. Pushi's face was full of shock, and there was even a hint of fear on that face. His figure retreated slightly in the sky, and he roared in panic, "You bastard! You bastard! What kind of monster are you? A mere inferior ant cannot possibly possess such power. Answer me. What on earth are you? Huh? What? Of course it's a human, a warrior. Otsutsuki Urashiki. Why are you so frightened after seeing my power? Could it be that your power is only this much?" Looking at Urashiki's terrified expression, Imperial Naruto felt that something was wrong. The blood that had just heated up gradually cooled down. What a joke. There is no way a human can possess this kind of power. Pushi waved his arms and said excitedly, "Whether you believe it or not, I am a human being." Imperial Naruto frowned. "Answer my question. Is this the limit of your power? If you cannot satisfy me, then I think there is no need to continue the battle between us." "Damn it, you monster!" Pushi was completely frightened and turned around and started running away. "As expected, your power is limited to this. I overestimated you. According to the Empire's power hierarchy, people like you are at most a peak super shadow, a pseudo six paths too weak. I actually put so much hope in a weakling like you." Imperial Naruto murmured with a disappointed look on his face. Next moment, the earth exploded. His entire figure turned into a stream of light and instantly arrived above Urashiki's head. A huge shadow enveloped Urashiki. He looked up and saw the muscular body of Imperial Naruto that frightened him, and a big hand covering his head. "No! Don't come near me! You monster!" Pushi screamed in horror. But the big hand had already grasped his entire head, and then, like a meteor, it crashed towards the distant ground. Boom! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. The earth trembled. The violent impact blew away all the trees within a dozen kilometers around. Countless pieces of gravel flew everywhere. A hole with a diameter of more than 1 or 2 kilometers appeared on the entire ground, and smoke rose up into the sky. After blocking the impact, Naruto and others in the ninja world, as well as Boruto and Sasuke in Naruto Next Generations, all flew towards the smoke until they got close. Only then did they see that Urashiki was being held down by the Imperial Naruto with one hand like a dead dog, with blood gushing out of his body, and he was completely unconscious. Seeing everyone coming, Imperial Naruto slowly stood up. lifted Yurashiki up, looked at Boruto and Sasuke, and said, "The enemy has been dealt with. But since they are from the Otsutsuki clan, I will seize them and hand them over to your majesty. At the same time, I would like to ask you two to meet his majesty together. I think this should be okay, right?" Boruto swallowed his saliva and looked at the scene in front of him. He was shocked and didn't dare to say anything. In Boruto, Sasuke frowned and said, "Although I really want you to kill the Otsutsuki people directly, it seems that you will not listen to my advice at the moment. As for meeting His Majesty the Emperor of this world, I think we don't have the ability to refuse now, right? Relax, Boruto-chan and Sasuke-sama. His Majesty is actually a very nice person. You don't have to be afraid that he will make things difficult for you. If you talk to him nicely, maybe you can join the Empire, and fighting against the Otsutsuki together is the right choice." Shinobi Naruto winked at the two of them. Imperial Naruto smiles. "That's right, little Naruto. Our enemies are united, so do not be afraid of us turning against you. We are natural allies, worlds apart. Uncles Yuozhu, what Big Brother Ming and Little Brother Ming said makes a lot of sense." Boruto's eyes lit up and he said happily, "Innocent little devil." In Boruto, Sasuke sighed inwardly. "You are right." He didn't say much, just agreed. Subsequently, a group of people searched nearby and soon found the unconscious and weak Hinata. They took her back to the imperial capital and reported the matter to higher authorities. In the heavenly palace above the clouds, page 149. Imperial Naruto, Ninja World Naruto, Boruto, and Sasuke from Boruto Next Generations met with the Senju Tianren. Looking at the strong man sitting high on the throne, "Boruto," Sasuke said with a serious face, "it is an honor to meet you, the ruler of this world, His Majesty the Thousand Hands Heavenly Man." "Your Majesty, hello, hello." Boruto seemed a little nervous. Normally he is fearless, but after witnessing the terror of Naruto in the Empire, he couldn't help but feel fear for the undoubtedly strongest emperor in the entire empire. "Hello, Boruto's Yuazhu. I have learned the basic information from Naruto. Being able to capture an Otsutsuki this time is a good signal. Otsutsuki Yurashiki himself is not very strong. It seems that the Otsutsuki clan, like other races, has its strong and weak members. Someone as weak as Pushi is not difficult to deal with." The thousand-handed heavenly being nodded in response. What he said surprised Boruto and Sasuke in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. "Yurashiki is weak," Boruto exclaimed. "Yurashiki is indeed slightly weaker than other Otsutsuki, but I think we still can't underestimate them," Boruto Sasuke reminded, and then said, "I wonder how many people in your Majesty's empire can defeat an enemy of Yurashiki's level." He was a little curious. "You can't underestimate them, of course. The Otsutsuki clan, no matter what, is a cosmic race and a great enemy of our empire. As for how many people you said can defeat an enemy like Yurashiki, Naruto, according to your analysis, at what level should this Yurashiki be classified in the Empire's power division?" The Senju Tianren looked towards Imperial Naruto. "Your Majesty, it should be at the peak of Super Shadow below the Six Paths and belongs to the Pseudo Six Paths level," Imperial Naruto said. "Super Shadow peak below the Six Paths, Pseudo Six Paths level?" Sasuke whispers in Boruto. "What level does this level belong to in the Empire?" He couldn't help but say again, "What level?" Of course, it's very strong. Generally speaking, it is difficult for mortals to break through the Super Shadow and enter the Six Realms. Even if everyone in the Empire possesses the martial arts that I taught, and is able to rival and defeat Yurashiki, their number would not exceed 10 people at present. But this is just the beginning. I believe that in the future, this number will increase significantly." Senju Tianren said this, glancing at Naruto from the corner of his eye. The strength of this Naruto is still a little bit behind Yurashiki at his full strength. But as long as a period of time passes, all of Asura's power will be digested and his strength will increase dramatically 10 people. In Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, Sasuke and Boruto did not look down on this small number at all. Instead, they were extremely surprised. You know, Urashiki is from the Otsutsuki clan, in the world where they are a dozen years later. Only he and Naruto can match him. How could there be so many people in this world? This is incredible. 10 people. Excuse me, but apart from this strong Namikaze Naruto and your majesty, who else can rival Urashiki? Also, what levels do the so-called Super Shadow and Six Paths represent? Asked Sasuke in Boruto. I know that. When Naruto from the ninja world heard this, he immediately shouted with some joy. Of course, before that he glanced at the thousand-handed heavenly man and saw him nod. Then he said happily, according to the Empire's strength classification, my current strength belongs to the high-level Super Shadow, which should be slightly weaker than Urashiki's strongest form. As for the Six Paths, well, that is the power that has an absolute advantage over those below the Six Paths and can easily win. So, who does Brother Naruto Namikaze belong to? Sasuke said immediately in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. He felt that this muscular man might not be weaker than himself who had obtained the power of the Six Paths. Of course it's the Six Paths level, but I don't know exactly what strength it is. I don't know. Ninja World Naruto shook his head and looked at Empire Naruto. This is considered confidential. I'm afraid I can't tell you the details. Imperial Naruto replied. Really? It doesn't matter. It's enough to just get some general information. Boruto Densaku expressed his understanding. Besides Brother Da Ming, of course there is also this world's arrogant Sasuke. Like Brother Da Ming, he is also a Six Paths level expert. Ninja World Naruto continued. Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. Sasuke didn't show any surprise when he heard this. After that, there is also the Martial Saint Might guy, who is also Six Paths level expert. Meke? In Boruto, Sasuke suddenly thought of this guy's performance in the Fourth World War and the last kick he saw from the opponent. If it was him, it would make sense. But Martial Saint? This title sounds very impressive. That's right. He is a thick-browed uncle, a talented warrior who likes to shout about his passionate youth every day. Naruto of the ninja world laughed. After that, there's Hinata. Mom. Hinata sister? Hinata? Boruto and Sasuke in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations exclaimed in disbelief at the same time. Sister Hinata, how could she be so powerful? Wasn't she defeated by Urashiki before? Borandao. I'm talking about the original Hinata in this world. Shinobi Naruto laughed. This is not possible. Why is Sister Hinata in this world so powerful? Is it because of martial arts? Boruto was a little unconvinced. Martial arts is only one aspect. The most important thing is the Samsara Eye. Ninja World Naruto said. Rinnegan? What is that? Boruto was puzzled. However, Sasuke in Boruto showed a hint of memories. The Samsara Eye, the Eye of Otsutsuki Tonri. I've heard Naruto mention it before. It seems that it can activate the Six Paths mode and gain powerful strength. This power might really be able to rival Urashiki's. That is an advanced form of the Byakugan. Its power is comparable to the Rinnegan, and it is also very beautiful. These are very, very remarkable eyes, said Naruto from the ninja realm. Amazing. I really want to see such eyes. Boruto looked interested. Then I'll take you to see him then, hahaha. In addition to Hinata, there's also Neji, who has also opened his Samsara Eye. After that, there is also Brother Itachi. Itachi in Boruto, Sasuke's expression changes. That's right, Itachi. His Eternal Eye has been fully developed, and he possesses the power of Okunaneshi. As long as he works together with Shisui, his strength will be incomparably powerful. In addition, there is also the Dragon Tiger super robot newly developed by Dr. Scorpion. Naruto in the ninja world named every powerful person in the Empire one by one as if he knew them all by heart. A brief description of their powerful abilities. Sasuke was shocked after hearing Boruto and Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. The power of the Empire is indeed extraordinary. No wonder it dares to regard the entire Otsutsuki clan as its imaginary enemy. It would be great if I had this kind of power too. Is martial arts the root cause of all this? Boruto and Sasuke in Boruto Next Generations are becoming more and more interested in martial arts. Too amazing. Is this the Shenwu Empire? Boruto's face was filled with longing. Haha, they are just that powerful. When we first met the people from the Empire, we were all shocked. We never thought that there were such powerful people. Shinobi Naruto laughed. 136. Chapter 135, Go. Boruto World. 136. Now you already understand the strength of the Empire. How about joining the Empire? Fighting against the Otsutsuki with us. Thousand-handed celestial being. Of course I am happy to. There are so many, Boruto shouted somewhat happily. But immediately, Boruto Sasuke held his head and said seriously, Boruto, shut up. I'll handle the rest of the communication. As he spoke, he looked at the three people present and said, Excuse me, after joining the Empire, where is Uzumaki Naruto's village? Did it disappear? This sentence made Ninja World Naruto's face stiffen, but he immediately smiled again. Of course the village disappeared. It was the product of a backward system. It looked good, but there were still many poor people. But the Empire is different. Its strong development power can ensure that every hardworking person lives a good life. The Empire's minimum insurance premium can guarantee the minimum living standard. And there is no longer the corrupt system of daimyo and nobles. Everyone is living a happy and blissful life. You should have witnessed this during the few days you have been in the Empire, right? So what about your original world? Page 150. Boruto Sasuke asked again. That world is already corrupt. In order to fight against the Otsutsuki, His Majesty transferred the chakra, spiritual energy, etc. from our original world to the current world. Let all the people of the Empire be able to practice martial arts and ninjutsu more easily and strengthen the overall strength of the Empire. Ninja World Naruto said. I transferred all my chakra and spiritual energy to this world and it's still possible. In Boruto, Sasuke was a little surprised and frowned. He felt that this approach was very similar to that of the Otsutsuki. Just one serves the individual, the other serves the whole. Although the difference is huge, he doesn't want his world to suffer this kind of. It may be right to do so, but I think most people cannot accept the fact that their homeland is decaying and destroyed, right? Although it's a little sad at first, but after living in the Empire for a while, you'll get used to it. I believe you should also feel the difference between the Empire and your own world, right? Zyuoju, Boruto, please join us. Let's fight against the Otsutsuki together, make the Empire stronger, and bring true security to everyone. This is a great goal, and we alone may not be enough. But if there are countless of us, then the wish will definitely come true. Ninja World Naruto said, reaching out to Boruto Sasuke. Your will and your ideas are all good, but I still refuse. I cannot accept the demise of my hometown, the destruction of my homeland. Boruto, Sasuke shakes his head. Boruto also said, that's right. That's the place where we were born and raised. How can we let it be destroyed? Really, then it seems that you are not willing to use the plow to take us to your world. Uchiha Sasuke, Uzumaki Boruto. The thousand-handed heavenly being said calmly. The sound was not loud, but it sounded like thunder in the ears of Boruto and Sasuke, making their hearts skip a beat. Even Naruto from the Empire and Naruto from the ninja world showed surprise. Uchiha Sasuke? Sasuke? Your Majesty, what do you mean by this? Imperial Naruto said in surprise. Can't you see it? These two people are Uchiha Sasuke and Naruto's son, Uzumaki Boruto, from another world more than 10 years later. Thousand-handed celestial being. You actually knew that. Boruto, Naruto Next Generation's Sasuke was shocked. Wow. How could it be? How did you know? Boruto was also shocked and raised his hand in panic, pointing at Senju Avatar. Sasuke and my son. Naruto pointed at his nose in surprise. Imperial Naruto opened his mouth slightly. In Boruto, Sasuke's forehead veins popped up and he growled, "Idiot. What do you mean by your son and mine? That's your and Hinata's son." "Ah. So it's Hinata and I's child. Huh, huh, huh. Me and Hinata." Ninja World Naruto was shocked and screamed, "In your world, Hinata and I got married. We even had a child. Oh my god. No wonder Boruto asked me about Hinata before. So that's how it is." Ninja World Naruto screamed, suddenly remembering what they said on the first day they moved into his house, and it all dawned on him. As for Imperial Naruto, his expression quickly returned to normal. "Marry Hinata?" This kind of reality can only happen in Naruto-chan's world. Ah. Will nothing go wrong this time? The dad in this world, does he know that I will still be there for the mom in the future? Boruto seemed a little anxious. Things have developed to this point, so just ignore what Lai said in Boruto. Sasuke covered his face with his hands as he had a headache. Future Sasuke and Boruto, I never thought that I could actually see people from the future. This experience is really strange, but it also looks pretty good. Hahaha. Ninja World Naruto laughed with his hands on his hips, then asked curiously, "Can you tell me more about what's going on over there?" "I already have a child, but what about Sasuke? Who is he married to? Do he have any children?" "Of course, she is Auntie Sakura. If it's a child, her name is Sarada. Borandao. Sakura. This is a great result. Sakura's hard work has finally paid off. Sarada, she sounds like a girl." Naruto in the ninja world smiled with relief, not feeling the loss of seeing his childhood goddess fall into the arms of someone else. During these years in the Empire, although he and Hinata did not have that kind of relationship yet, they were undoubtedly the closest people of the opposite part from their parents. If we have to get married in the future, then Hinata might be a good choice. Ninja World Naruto thought. That's right, Sarada is a girl, and in our world, Dad, you are the 7th Hokage. Boruto said excitedly. The 7th Hokage. He's so awesome. My future self is so awesome. Ninja World Naruto was dancing on the spot with excitement. The Imperial Naruto on the side coughed twice and said, "Naruto-chan, that's enough. His Majesty is watching us." "Don't be so rude." "I'm sorry, Your Majesty. I was really too excited. I didn't expect to actually see people from the future." Naruto said apologetically. "It's okay." Senju Tianren shook his head and looked at Sasuke and Boruto. "To continue the subject, you will refuse to take us with you to use the plow?" Boruto. Sasuke was silent for a moment, then said with a firm look, "Sorry, I don't want too many accidents to happen in my world. So, we will reject you." Boruto Sasuke finished speaking. The Thousand Hands celestial being was not angry either, he just smiled and said, "Is that so? Then this is the only way." He raised his right hand, his 5 fingers hooked, Phantom Demon Emperor Fist. The next moment, invisible waves spread. In Boruto, Sasuke felt something was wrong and hugged Boruto and tried to escape, but immediately his body froze. Then, his expression became a little dull. "Follow my orders, Uchiha Sasuke, Uzumaki Boruto. As you command, Your Majesty." The two men knelt down with respect on their faces. A few days later. The outskirts of the Empire. Senju Tenjin, Imperial Naruto, Sasuke, Hinata, Might Guy, Neji, Ninja World Naruto, Sasuke, Six Paths Sage, as well as Boruto and Boruto, Naruto Next Generation's Sasuke gathered together. Everyone in the Empire and the ninja world turned their eyes to Boruto and Sasuke in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. Are we finally going to the future world? I wonder how many Otsutsuki there are in that world. I hope their strength will not disappoint me. Imperial Sasuke crossed his arms over his chest and said with a proud look on his face, "I shouldn't disappoint you. Didn't you say that in the future?" Before, they defeated a guy named Momoshiki, who was much stronger than Urashiki. Imperial Naruto said, "Urashiki? He's just a useless fake six paths. Even if he's much stronger than him, so what? Besides, since he was defeated by this future guy who looks like a waste, he can't be that strong." Imperial Sasuke looked at Boruto Sasuke with disdain. Then he looked at Ninja World Sasuke and sneered, "Will your future be like his? Shut up. You are such a loser. Are you worthy of being compared with me? When my strength increases a little and I absorb the power of Indra, you'd better be careful." Ninja World Sasuke refuted the words of Empire Sasuke, and at the same time looked at Boruto Sasuke with the same contempt. This posture made Sasuke, who was hit by the Phantom Demon King Fist but still maintained normal thinking, very embarrassed, and his face kept twitching. "These two little bastards, you both despise me. Look at what you can do. When you get married, I'll see if you are empty-headed. You don't know how much trouble it takes to maintain a family and maintain harmony between husband and wife. Moreover, when people get older, many things will naturally become incapable of their efforts. Do you two bastards understand? Uncles don't talk about Uncle Sasuke like that. He is really powerful, but now Urashiki has absorbed his chakra." Boruto explains for Sasuke in Boruto Next Generations. How strong can one be if his chakra can be absorbed by a loser like Urashiki? Imperial Sasuke and Ninja World Sasuke said in unison, then looked at each other, snorted, and turned their heads away. "You two should stop arguing. We're going to deal with the real Otsutsuki soon, and we'll need everyone to work together." The Six Paths Sage of the Ninja World shook his head helplessly. After joining the Empire for a year and a half, he lived in seclusion behind the scenes and not many people knew about him. However, after getting used to everything in the Empire, he sincerely hoped that the Empire would get better and better. After all, the ninja world is gone, but the Empire cannot be gone. And the real enemy, the Otsutsuki, does need to be dealt with together. That's right. I'm already burning with anger. This time I must have a good fight with those Otsutsuki. Ah, this is passion and youth. Teikaku Kai shouted excitedly. "It's really reassuring to have everyone here." Imperial Hinata's blue eyes, like the sea of stars, sparkled. "I also want to try out the Otsutsuki people and see what they are capable of." Empire Ningsai is eager to try. The same blue light flickered in his eyes. "Let's start," Boruto and Sasuke of the future world said Senju Tianren. Upon hearing this, Boruto immediately took out the pink turtle plow. Boruto Sasuke said to the plow, "Send us back to our original world." Page 151. Received the order, started the return journey, the pink turtle plow said as it began to glow all over, taking in everyone around it. Countless streams of light appeared around, and the next moment, everyone appears in a strange world. Time keeps passing by until it disappears. Everyone appeared in a different forest. "Mission accomplished," the pink turtle plow said, closing his eyes again. He looked around. Ninja World Naruto said excitedly, "Is this the future world? I wonder what Konoha in this world will look like. I'm really looking forward to it." HMPH. It's nothing but the continuation of a backward system. Sasuke of the Ninja World said disdainfully. "The concentration of chakra and spiritual energy here is much less than that of the Empire," said Naruto of the Empire, feeling his surroundings. "Future world. Here we come. Otsutsuki, here we come." Imperial Neji said excitedly. The Senju avatar took the plow from Boruto with a calm expression and flew into the sky with everyone. They looked into the distance. I could see the village not far away. Looking at the village that was completely different from the ninja world, with obviously more gorgeous buildings, as well as the huge Hokage rock, everyone instantly understood the situation. The thousand-handed celestial being stretched out his hands toward the ground, Fantasy Demon Emperor Fist. Boruto and Sasuke looked dazed for a moment, and when they came to their senses, they couldn't help but look relieved. Boruto said, "This time it's all thanks to Brother Da Ming. If it weren't for him, it wouldn't be so easy to defeat Urashiki. Indeed, I didn't expect Naruto from that world to be so powerful. Let's go, Boruto. You must take good care of the plow and never let it fall into the hands of others. Otherwise something difficult to control may happen." Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, Sasuke reminded. Boruto glanced at the stone in his hand and nodded heavily. "Don't worry, Uncle Sasuke. When I get home, I'll hide it in a place where no one will know. Let's go back." In Boruto, Sasuke smiled at last and took Boruto back to Konoha. Above the sky, Senju Tianren and others watched their leaving backs, landed silently, and followed them. As they walked, everyone's appearance changed dramatically. But in just a moment, they all became ordinary men and women. Konoha. Hokage's office. In Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, Sasuke stands in front of Naruto and narrates his experience of traveling through time and space. Naruto's face changed as he listened to this, looking strange. "I traveled through my past world and ended up in a weird world. Two of me. One is 2.2 meters tall and can turn into a 3-meter giant, and the other is about the same height as me now, and can use wood release, and also sage wind release mode. Urashiki was easily defeated by the strong me. Sasuke, your trip this time is really quite strange. If you hadn't told me that, I would have thought he was crazy. I didn't expect to encounter something like this, but the result is good. Urashiki has completely solved it." Boruto Sasuke said, "But you in that world were ridiculously strong. You obviously didn't have the power of the 6 paths, but I feel you are not inferior to us who obtained the power of the 6 paths at that time." 137. Chapter 136, Entering Boruto, Konoha. Each other's visits and thoughts. 137. Is it so strong? In Boruto, Naruto's eyes couldn't help but freeze. During the Fourth War, no one knew better than himself how powerful he was, as he possessed the power of the 6 paths. That person is definitely someone who can easily beat Momoshiki alone. And this time, if it was Urashiki who was fighting against Kaguya Otsutsuki, Sasuke could also easily defeat the opponent, but unfortunately everything is gone. Since that battle, the power of the 6 paths of both of them has been exhausted, and the Sage of 6 Paths is no longer in the world. I thought that even if this was the case, it wouldn't matter, as the two of them were still the strongest in the ninja world. As a result, who could have thought that the Otsutsuki would appear one after another? It's just that strong. Boruto Sasuke nodded. His body is so strong that it is beyond imagination and is simply not something a human can possess. All of Pushi's attacks were completely ineffective. I have no doubt that even my Susanoo would not be able to harm him. It's really amazing. It's powerful beyond imagination. Boruto Naruto sighed. This is the 3rd Otsutsuki we've encountered so far. Kaguya Otsutsuki, Momoshiki Otsutsuki, and Urashiki Otsutsuki. Their strengths are different. It is unknown if there are other Otsutsuki hiding. If a strong enemy like Kaguya Otsutsuki were to appear again without the power of the 6 paths, we would probably have no chance of winning. Boruto Sasuke looked worried. Indeed, Kaguya Otsutsuki's power is much stronger than Momoshiki and Urashiki's because of the 10 tails. If we encounter this kind of enemy again, it will be impossible for us to win with our current strength. This is the gap between us humans and the Otsutsuki Naruto, and Boruto Naruto looks helpless. This gap cannot be made up by hard work. The racial gap makes it difficult for us to face truly powerful enemies, but this time of traveling has also brought us new hope. Boruto, Sasuke said. New hope, you mean? In Boruto, Naruto's eyes lit up. Martial arts. The root of the power of that strange world. It's also the reason why you in that world are so strong. In Boruto, Sasuke looks serious. Martial arts? They also taught you something so important? Boruto Naruto couldn't believe it. They taught me some basic martial arts. If we practice more, we can still improve our strength. That's great. The two finally smiled at each other. Konoha Gate. The thousand-armed heavenly being led everyone straight in through the gate. Everyone turned a blind eye to their existence. They walked straight ahead, looking around as they went. Imperial Sasuke said with disdain on his face, "The world here has had more than a dozen years more time to develop than our world. Although the technology is much more advanced than that of the former ninja world, it is still far behind the Empire. After walking so far, I didn't see a single food delivery robot, a self-driving car, or an artificial intelligence companion. It's rubbish. After all, according to speculation, this is the normal development state of the ninja world without your majesty. Without your majesty, there would be no one to strongly support geniuses like Dr. Orochimaru, Dr. Scorpion, and Dr. Kabuto, and the world would naturally not be able to develop rapidly." Imperial Neji said. "Haha, even though there may be many shortcomings here, I feel an extraordinary passion and vitality. It's a really great place." Empire Kai looked excited. "What will it be like for me to become the 7th Hokage? Just thinking about it makes me excited." There was infinite anticipation on Ninja World Naruto's face. "Humph. Seeing the behavior of that one-armed man, I don't think you will do anything wrong. Maybe he is missing his right arm and has a hollow face." Ninja World Sasuke complained. "That's unlikely, isn't it? Your future self never told me that my future self was missing an arm. Humph. This kind of information isn't that important. Why is it necessary to mention it specifically?" Huh. No way. Ninja World Naruto yelled in some fear. The people around him remained as calm as before. "Your Majesty, you should feel it, right?" Imperial Might Guy suddenly said. Upon hearing this, the others also became serious, of course. The thousand-armed heavenly man nodded casually. "In the future world, there is no powerful aura in Konoha here except for the one who is with future Sasuke. If my guess is correct, that should be the aura of future Naruto. Therefore, the Otsutsuki are not in Konoha." Imperial Naruto said. "It doesn't matter. As long as we stay in Konoha, as the center of everything, the Otsutsuki will eventually appear." Page 152. The thousand-armed celestial being looked calm. "Your Majesty is wise." Everyone flattered him. Finally, they went their separate ways. The people of the Empire were the first to leave. Ninja World Sasuke looked at Naruto and said, "Let's separate for a while. You do your thing and I'll do mine." "Okay, but without His Majesty by our side, we have to be careful when we act. After all, this is the future world. Maybe there are things that can escape everyone's perception." Ninja World Naruto reminded. "HMPH. Don't compare me, who has the Sharingan, with you." Ninja World Sasuke said with disdain, then turned and left. Soon it disappeared from Naruto's sight in the ninja world. After confirming that there were no other members of his group around, Ninja World Sasuke quickly disappeared. Shortly after, in front of an apartment building, Ninja World Sasuke stood at the door with a strange look on his face. "Is this my home in the future world? Are you kidding me? Even though that guy has only one arm, he's still quite powerful. And the Haruno Sakura in this world is also a famous doctor in Konoha, but she actually lives in such a shabby house. What a pair of incompetent bastards. It has tarnished the reputation of the Uchiha clan." Squeak! The door opened at this time, and two voices rang out, "Mom, I'm leaving. Remember, don't quarrel when you see Boruto." "I get it. As long as Boruto doesn't make me angry, I won't bother to argue with him." Uncle, who are you looking for?" Doorway. Zuo Lionel looked at the stranger blocking the way in front of the door and said in surprise, "This uncle, is he looking for my mother?" Her voice was loud. Someone in the room heard it and walked out and said, "Sir, you're looking for me." Ninja Sasuke, whose appearance had long since changed, did not reply, but simply scanned the two of them with his eyes. He couldn't help but frown when he saw Haruno Sakura, who had a more mature and beautiful face with a diamond-shaped mark on her forehead, and Sarada, who had short black hair and wore glasses. Gentleman Haruno Sakura, or rather Uchiha Sakura, called softly. For some reason, she felt an instinctive sense of intimacy with the other person. Sarada felt this even more strongly, and her eyes kept looking up and down at Sasuke in the ninja world. But Sasuke in the ninja world looks too ordinary. "Are you Uchiha Sakura and Uchiha Sarada?" said Ninja World Sasuke. "Yes, I'm Uchiha Sakura, and this is my daughter, Sarada." "Sir, what do you want to talk to us about?" Uchiha Sakura felt that the ninja Sasuke in front of her was a little strange, and her former ninja instincts took over. He simply grabbed Zuo Lioness' clothes by the back with one hand, pulled her behind his back, and became careful. "You look well." Ninja World Sasuke said something unclear what. Uchiha Sakura didn't know why Ninja World Sasuke asked this, and was a little confused, but still said, "I'm a medical ninja, and I know a lot about how to maintain good health. I heard that the more a woman has with a man, the better her complexion will be. On the contrary, the more a man indulges in women, the worse his complexion will be." Ninja World Sasuke said again. Both Uchiha Sakura and Sarada were shocked. Zuo Lioness screamed in her heart, "What is this weird uncle talking about? How can you talk about such an impolite topic in front of two women? Damn it!" Uchiha Sakura blushed and said, "Sir, it's better not to talk about this topic in front of children. Humph. So that one-armed guy is really useless because of you?" Ninja World Sasuke said with a gloomy expression. The words startled the two women again. "One-armed man? He's not talking about his father, is he? Damn it, how can this guy be so rude?" Zuo Lioness yelled angrily, "What the hell is wrong with you? You're standing at someone else's door, not saying what you want to do, and saying all kinds of nonsense. And now you're insulting Dad. Apologize. Apologize to me right now, or I won't forgive you." Uchiha Sakura was not as impulsive as her daughter. She just thought to herself, when Sasuke was young, he had a perverse and cruel personality. Any stray dog passing by may be killed. I have made many enemies. Could this person be him? Sigh silently. Uchiha Sakura said with a guilty look, "I'm sorry, sir. Has Sasuke ever hurt you?" "Hurt me? Just because of his weak appearance?" Ninja World Sasuke looked disdainful. What? Uchiha Sakura was shocked. Zuo Lioness was even more furious. Although she had always blamed her father for abandoning her and her mother for many years, she had always heard about how powerful her father was, so deep down, she still had admiration for him. Now hearing that Ninja World Sasuke dared to insult his father so unscrupulously, he cursed directly. "What nonsense are you talking about, you bastard? My father is one of the strongest men in the ninja world. Who the hell are you to compete with him?" Sorana. Although Uchiha Sakura felt that there was something wrong with the man in front of her, she still tried her best to restrain herself. That guy became so weak and incompetent because of two women. I am really disappointed. As expected, women are the stumbling blocks on the road to becoming truly strong. As Ninja World Sasuke finished speaking, his expression became more determined. He ignored the Uchiha mother and daughter and turned away. No matter how Zuo Lioness scolded him behind his back, he remained indifferent. Next to him, Imperial Sasuke was leaning against the wall, and although he was around everyone, no one was aware of his presence. "This is my family in this world. Haruno Sakura, Sarada. It looks warm and happy, and it is a good destination for the guy in the original world. However, because of the incorporation into the Empire, I saw what my future self might be like. It is unlikely that the arrogant guy will be able to think about starting a family in the short term." Tusk interesting at Naruto's door. Ninja World Naruto has been wandering around, his eyes constantly glancing at the gate, muttering to himself, "Why don't you open the door? Why don't you open the door? Hurry up. I really want to see my family in the future. Mom. Sunflower. I'm back. A loud roar came from not far away. Ninja World Naruto looked back and saw Uzumaki Boruto running back excitedly. Their eyes met immediately. Uzumaki Boruto was stunned, and a sense of familiarity surged in his heart. Uncle, who are you? Ah, me. Ha 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 ha. I was just passing by, yeah. Just passing by. Ninja World Naruto's eyes were wandering. I couldn't help but think of the time when Boruto and Sasuke were hiding their identities during the Empire. Huh? Just passing by? But uncle, your expression has already betrayed you. Let me guess. Are you a crazy fan of my dad? Boruto said with a grin on his face. When Naruto from the ninja realm heard this, he immediately said happily, Yes, I'm a fan of Uzumaki Naruto. The 7th Hokage, Uzumaki Naruto, is said to be the most amazing Hokage in history, and he's also super cool and handsome. I've heard of his name a long time ago. Today I finally mustered up the courage to come see him. Ha ha ha. I knew it. But Dad is still working in the Hokage building. If you want to wait for him, it's still very early. Come on, come to my house and sit for a while. Boruto enthusiastically took the hand of Naruto from the ninja realm and walked in together inside the house. Hear the door open. A gentle voice came from the kitchen. Is Boruto back? Then a figure walked out. Brother is back. In another room, Sunflower rushed out happily. The two women were a little surprised to see Naruto from the ninja realm. Boruto, who is this? Brother, who is he? Page 153. But at the same time, he couldn't help but feel a sense of familiarity towards Naruto in the ninja world. I met a fan of my dad on the street. He seemed very sincere, so I brought him back. When my dad comes back, I will ask him to give him an autograph. Boruto laughed. Yes, that's right, I'm a fan of the great, handsome, and cool 7th Hokage, Uzumaki Naruto. I love the 7th Hokage so much. Ninja World Naruto said quickly. Ha 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 ha, what's your name, big brother? You're really interesting when you talk. Boruto couldn't help but laugh at the exaggerated words used by Naruto in the ninja world. You can just call me Mingren. Ninja World Naruto said. Brother Mingren, you are so interesting. I like you. Boruto said with a smile. Naruto, please sit here for a while. I'll make tea for you. Hinata said with a gentle smile. Sunflower sat down on the chair next to her and looked at Naruto curiously. Brother Mingren, why do I feel so kind to you? I have only felt this way with my father, mother, brother, and grandfather. So sunflowers also have this feeling? Boruto was a little surprised. 138. Chapter 137. Everyone in the Empire is watching, and Kawaki, the initiator of the tattoo era, appears. 138. Does everyone have one? I do, too. Hinata had already walked out of the kitchen and brought a bowl of tea to Naruto. After thanking him, Ninja World Naruto smiled and said, Maybe we were once from the same family. After all, blood ties are very strange. A member of the same family. Boruto murmured, and his mind couldn't help but recall the time when he traveled to the Empire. Could it be? No, it's impossible. Uncle Sasuke and I have traveled back in time, and it is impossible for everyone in the Empire to see each other again. A member of the same family. Maybe I heard that many people in the world are descendants of the original Six Paths sage. If the blood relationship is traced back, it would not be surprising that they are relatives. Hinata laughed. That's true. Boruto nodded. Throw away any doubts that have just arisen. Naruto and Boruto's family in the ninja world chatted casually, until the door creaked. Everyone turned their eyes over. A man wearing a yellow sportswear and looking a little tired appeared at the door. Dad. Father. Boruto and Himawari shouted in joy. Sunflower even ran directly towards the man. The seventh Hokage, Uzumaki Naruto, also saw Boruto, Himawari, and Ninja World Naruto at the first time. He caught his daughter who rushed over, touched her head with a smile, and then looked at Ninja World Naruto with some surprise and said, "Who is this?" "Hey, Dad, this is Mingren, your fan and admirer. I'm telling him about your glorious deeds," Boruto said with a happy look on his face. "Hello, the handsome and great seventh Hokage, Uzumaki Naruto, I'm Akido. I have admired people who can become Hokage since I was a child. It is amazing that you can become the seventh generation and develop Konoha so well. So cool." Ninja World Naruto stared at Boruto Naruto with burning eyes. The words that were said made Naruto a little unbearable. He scratched his head and smiled awkwardly. "Ahaha, hello, Mingren-kun. I'm actually not as great as you think. Konoha has been able to develop so well because of everyone's efforts. I only played a very small role." No, Naruto-sama, you are just amazing. I heard that during the Fourth World War, you and your elder brother Sasuke defeated Kaguya Otsutsuki and saved the world. In my opinion, you who can do this are a real hero, Ninja World Naruto said and gave Boruto Naruto a thumbs up. "Ha ha ha, it's all everyone's hard work, haha." Naruto smiled awkwardly in Boruto Naruto Next Generations. In the ninja world, Naruto kept flattering this. It took a long time before they stopped and had dinner with Boruto's family after that. Boruto couldn't suppress his excitement and said to Naruto, "Dad, you know what? Uncle Sasuke and I had a great adventure this time." Hearing his son's words, Boruto Naruto knew what he wanted to say and subconsciously glanced at Ninja World Naruto, but the unusual intimacy made him not stop his son from speaking. Instead, he smiled and said, "Really? How great is it? You can tell us." Hey, then you better listen carefully, Dad." Boruto laughed happily and immediately told his story of traveling through time. From traveling to the outskirts of the imperial capital, to entering the imperial capital and meeting Konohamaru, etc. It was described in great detail. Sunflowers cried out loudly after hearing this. In Boruto, Naruto is all smiles and nods from time to time to express his surprise. Hinata was also a little surprised and said, "Is Konohamaru from the other world that strong? He seems to be a master of physical skills. What? Mogi and Udon are that strong? Even Naruto is. How is this possible? Wow, Dad has turned into a big muscle monster." "What? Muscles can glow. They make people unable to control themselves. The other Naruto is the real Naruto? Neji is still alive? That's great, there's no Nine Tails. In that case, Naruto should be living a happy life. Minato's father and Kushina's mother were resurrected. That's great. This is really great." Hinata covered her mouth happily. When he met Urashiki, Naruto used wood release to seal Urashiki. That's really amazing. Naruto is indeed amazing. Huh? Urashiki turned into a bird-like monster, and that muscular Naruto attacked and knocked him down with one blow. That's really great. Hinata was amazed when she heard the last part. He is indeed very strong, much stronger than my dad. In Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, he also smiled and touched Boruto's head. "No matter how strong he is still my father from another world. My father will be as strong as him in the future, right?" Himawari looked at Boruto Naruto expectantly. "Ah, I will work hard to become stronger and protect you all." Boruto Naruto nodded seriously. Naruto from the ninja realm listened to the conversation between Naruto and his family in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, and smiled. Brother Naruto from another world is indeed very strong, but as the seventh Hokage, I believe that Brother Naruto will be as powerful as him in the future. The Otsutsuki and the rest will not be a match for Konoha. Come on, seventh Hokage. Thank you, Akido. I will. Boruto Naruto thanks Ninja World Naruto. Everyone chatted for a long time. Only then did the ninja world Naruto say goodbye and leave. Not long after walking out of the room, Naruto from the ninja world saw Naruto from the Empire smiling at him. Brother Da Ming, are you here to look for our future self as well? Ah, I heard it all. In the future world, we are good people with a happy family, sons and daughters, and Hinata is also a good and gentle woman. Little Naruto, you have to seize the opportunity. Imperial Naruto raised an eyebrow at Ninja World Naruto. Ahahaha, Hinata is indeed very good, but I'm still young, and getting married too early will be very detrimental to the improvement of my strength. Shinobi Naruto laughed. In his opinion, his own strength in this world should not be much different from that of future Sasuke. And the strength of Sasuke in the future is really hard to bear. He wouldn't be able to bear it if he just became useless after getting married and was outdone by Sasuke in the ninja world. So although marrying Hinata is nice, it's not as exciting as defeating Sasuke. Unknowingly, Sasuke in Boruto has caused Naruto and Sasuke in the ninja world to suffer from fear of marriage. Ha ha ha, that's true. But if you want to get married in the future, you can consider Hinata. Imperial Naruto laughed. Then what about you, Brother Da Ming? Have you ever thought about this problem after all? Hinata-san's situation. Naruto from the ninja world looked at Naruto from the Empire and seemed to be hesitant to speak. If I want to get married in the future, Hinata is there. But Imperial Naruto is gone. Because Hinata of the Empire is a fangirl of Senju Yamato, and she and Naruto of the Empire have never had much interaction since childhood. Me? No, I have no interest in getting married or anything like that. In my opinion, in the whole world, the only thing that cannot be let down is muscles. More perfect and stronger muscles are my perfect partner. When Imperial Naruto finished speaking, his muscles swelled and he made a bodybuilding pose, admiring his own muscles. Ha ha, as expected of you, Brother Da Ming. Shinobi Naruto smiled. The two of them soon went their separate ways. In a certain shadow, the figure of Empire Hinata slowly walked out from the shadow, looked at the direction the two had left, then looked at Naruto's family and Boruto Naruto Next Generations, and murmured, "In this world, I actually married Naruto as expected. The development of the ninja world is a normal development. All of our experiences as His Majesties have deviated from the original history. For me, I don't know whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. At least, I don't have any thoughts about Naruto right now." A certain street, page 154. A man wearing green tights and a watermelon-headed hairstyle was sitting in a wheelchair, moving slowly forward with a smile on his face. He glanced left and right at everything on the street from time to time, looking very happy. Konoha is doing really well now. New leaves are growing, and the flames of the past will illuminate them again. The fire of Konoha is everlasting, and I seem to understand this more and more. The watermelon-headed man murmured in a low voice. Suddenly his wheelchair was shrouded in a shadow, which made him stunned. He looked up at a strong man in front of him who was over 2 meters tall and was also wearing a tights. He stopped him. The man who was stopped was naturally Might Guy from Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. The one who stopped him was the disguised Teikoku Kai. "Who are you? I feel an extremely strong aura of youth and passion in you, which is not something that ordinary people can possess." Boruto Might Guy asked. "Your leg can't be repaired?" Instead of answering, Teikoku Kai asked. "I can't recover. The 8 Gates ninjutsu is not an ordinary taijutsu. Even if the 7th Hokage saved me, my legs can't recover." Boruto Kai was not angry because the visitor did not respond. He just smiled and replied, "Have you ever regretted it?" Empire Kai asked again. "Regret? How could I regret it? The battle with Uchiha Madara was the climax of my youth. That was the most exciting youth battle in my life." Boruto Kai laughed. "Is that so? There aren't many people like you who have the youthful willpower, even in this world. If you just keep lying in a wheelchair, the passion of youth will cool down." Imperial Kai smiled and slowly walked towards Boruto Kai. No, the passion of youth will not cool down because of my leg injury. As long as I keep my heart burning and my emotions high, then my youth will burn forever. Boruto Kai said seriously. He looked at Digyo Kai, who came to him with burning eyes, and let Digyo Kai squat down and put his hand on his injured leg. Next moment, a strong warm current covered Boruto Kai's legs, making him look surprised. This is let youth always burn at its hottest state, Kai. Imperial Kai raised his other hand and gave Boruto Kai a thumbs up. Thanks, I will. Boruto Kai said happily. A moment later, when he felt an itch on his leg, the strange man had left, and not long after Boruto Kai, who had been lame for many years, miraculously healed his leg. Hyuga residential area. The Imperial Neji walked slowly forward, his expression somewhat stiff, with a hint of disbelief on his face. I in this world died at the hands of the Ten Tails during the Fourth Shinobi World War. How ironic. The most ironic thing is that in order to protect the main family, even though the target was Hinata, the trajectory of this world should be developing according to the original history of the ninja world. If there is no Your Majesty in my world, will the ending be the same? Just thinking about it really gives me a chill. I really want to destroy all this garbage. He looked up at the sky, and a flash of blue light appeared in his eyes. Everyone in the Empire entered the Konoha village in Boruto and started their own lives. They often investigated situations, wandered around casually, and integrated perfectly into Konoha, quietly. During this period, many things happened in Konoha, but in the eyes of the people in the Empire, they were just trivial matters not worth mentioning. However, the sudden recovery of Kai's leg in Boruto made everyone happy for a long time. Many ninjas wanted to investigate Imperial Kai, but found nothing. Time flies until Konoha streets. There was a loud shout, "Just give up resistance." A man in blue Konoha guard uniforms rushed towards a man in loose prisoner clothes with blood on his right arm. What a joke! The man in prison uniform roared, and his right arm instantly swelled up, turning into a giant hand that was like a spiral of steel. As the giant hand waved, the Konoha guards were knocked down one after another. Then, the man in prison uniform panted and continued to rush forward without looking back. Pedestrians on the street screamed and retreated in fear. There was only one figure, still walking slowly. Go away. The man in prison uniform rushed forward and swung his right arm again, trying to knock the man in front of him away. But something unexpected happened. Pen! Exclamation accompanied by a loud bang. After the huge arm of the man in prison uniform hit the man's body did not shake at all. This startled the man in prison uniform, and he quickly jumped back to distance himself. Who are you? He shouted. The man who was attacked turned around, revealing a plain face, but with extremely sharp, cold, and superior eyes. Little devil, you want me to give way to you? Yugai Kawaki, the man in prison uniform, met the man's eyes and subconsciously felt a fear in his heart. He couldn't help but think of a man whom he hated extremely. The look in this man's eyes is similar to that man's, just as calm and just as high-handed. Hateful. Sai Zion, you bastard. Kawaki's eyes turned red and he went berserk in an instant. He roared and turned his right arm into a long cone, stabbing the man fiercely. Don't. Stop. Uchiha Sarada, who had arrived at some point, shouted. Unfortunately, Kawaki wouldn't listen to him at all. Boom. Exclamation, exclamation. The long cone hit the man's body directly, but when it was still a few centimeters away, it was blocked by an energy wall and could not move forward an inch. 139. Chapter 138. The Kara Organization attacks. Imperial Sasuke takes action. 139. How is this possible? Kawaki exclaimed. The Konoha guards, Sarada, and Mitsuki all looked surprised. It seemed that no one expected that any random passerby in Konoha village could block Kawaki's terrible attack. Clatter. 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 Crisp footsteps were heard. The man who was attacked walked slowly towards Kawaki, his eyes cold, indifferent, and arrogant. Kawaki wanted to retreat, but inexplicably found that he could not control his body. He could only watch the man approaching with a little fear until the other party came close. With a height of over 1.85 meters and nearly 1.9 meters, he is much taller than Kawaki. Looking down, it brings endless oppression. Kawaki looked at him and stretched out his right hand, put one hand on his head, and then raised it until both of them were looking at each other at eye level. Damn it, who the hell are you? Kawaki didn't say the last sentence before he saw a flash of purple light in the other person's eyes and his consciousness fell into chaos not far away. Zuo yelled, "Stop! Don't hurt this man!" Hearing this, the man turned his head, glanced at Zuo and said coldly, "A descendant of the Uchiha, you can open 2 Magatama at the age of 12. You are much better than your useless father." Damn it! Another ridiculous statement like that. Who the hell are you? Zuo said angrily. The man in front of him suddenly disappeared without a trace, and Kawaki in his hands also fell unconscious to the ground. Sarada and Mitsuki hurried over and helped Kawaki up. Not long after, Naruto from Boruto, Naruto Next Generations arrived with a group of people. After learning about the situation, he looked serious. "Did you stop the rampaging, Kawaki? This is not something that ordinary people can do. It seems that Konoha is not stable either. Are they the same people who rescued Mr. Thick Eyebrows?" A few days later, the outskirts of Konoha, bang bang bang, the two figures clashed fiercely, causing bursts of roars till the end. Boruto fell from the air, covering his swollen arm and yelling, "How can I possibly do this so suddenly? You have to teach me how to control the wedge." "Tusk, I didn't expect you to be so stupid," Kawaki said, his demeanor completely different from when he was rampaging on the street before. After escaping from the Kara organization, he entered Konoha and stayed at Naruto's house, allowing Kawaki, who had suffered endless torture in the Kara organization since he was young, to feel the long-lost warmth. This warmth is slowly melting Kawaki's cold heart. Let him cooperate with Naruto and Boruto to deepen their friendship. "Damn it! Say it again if you dare," Boruto said angrily. "Why can't you do something again if you've done it once?" Kawaki said helplessly, page 155. Recalling the time when Boruto used the wedge. "Stop talking nonsense. I had already given it my all. How could I know so much?" Boruto yelled. "Tusk, that can only be because you are too stupid," Kawaki said. Boruto became even angrier and wanted to say something. Kawaki suddenly said, "Before the man who stopped me from running away, do you have any information?" "That man at the moment there is none." In Boruto, Naruto slowly approached with Himawari. "Really? That man is very dangerous. I sense a very scary aura from him." Kawakamichi. "Thank you for the reminder, Kawaki." Naruto smiled. In Boruto Next Generations, an unknown and dangerous enemy is hiding in your own village, and you can still laugh? Kawaki frowned. "Ha ha ha, we've tried our best to look for it, but if we really can't find it, there's nothing we can do. And he didn't hurt you or the villagers at that time. Maybe he is a good guy." Naruto said optimistically. "Tusk, what a naive guy." Kawaki curled his lips. "Well, now that the competition is over, let's make a seal of reconciliation, huh?" In Boruto, Naruto's expression froze halfway through his words. "What's wrong, Dad?" Boruto asked when he noticed that Naruto looked upset. "Boruto, take Himawari and leave first. There are enemies coming towards us, probably for Kawaki." Naruto said seriously hateful. Kawaki's expression changed. "You leave with Boruto too. I will stay and deal with the enemy," Naruto said again. Without waiting for Kawaki to reply again, a stream of light suddenly fell from the sky to the earth. Boom! Exclamation! A violent roar erupted, and a strong force of air blew, causing everyone to raise their hands to cover their faces and look towards the location of the explosion. The smoke slowly dissipated. It revealed a female figure with golden hair, purple eyes, wearing a blue top, a black cape, and white over-the-knee boots on her thighs. "It's you, Ryuda." Tawaki looked at the woman, sweat on his face, and looked a little angry and nervous. "Tawaki, is this woman also from Kara?" Naruto asked while staring at Ryuda. "Her name is Ryuda, and she's a cotter of Shell, one of the key members known as the Inner Ranks." Kawaki replied, looking increasingly nervous. "I know you, Uzumaki Naruto." Ryuda held his head high and looked at Naruto. "The leader of Konoha Ninja is called Hokage, right? Although it's an honor to meet you, could you please move aside and not interfere with my work? I'm looking for the person behind you. Be careful, the people in the inner circle are all monsters, and ordinary people can't fight them at all," Kawaki reminded nervously. When Boruto saw Kawaki's expression, his expression also became serious. He didn't expect that the powerful Kawaki's attitude would become completely different from usual. "It seems that this woman is really scary hateful. I don't know if my dad can handle it. It would be great if Dad had Brother Da Ming's power. If that were the case, I would definitely be able to kill this hateful woman with just one punch. Damn it! Why did I think of Brother Da Ming again? Brother Da Ming is gone. Now facing a strong enemy, we must rely on our own strength," Boruto thought to himself and clenched his fists. "I'm sorry, Kawaki is a distinguished guest of our family. It's not convenient for him to come into contact with unidentified outsiders," Naruto said seriously. "Really?" Ryuda closed his eyes. "You have a knack for angering people, so I'll kill you." Ryuda suddenly opened his eyes. "Dad," Boruto said nervously. "Stay back, Boruto, and take care of AI. Kawaki, just focus on protecting yourself." As he spoke, Naruto and Boruto slowly walked towards Ryuda. The breeze blew, making Ryuda's earrings jingle next moment. Ryuda quickly rushed in front of Naruto and Boruto. Naruto Next Generations. Rumble. The two sides started fighting. The two beams of light continued to entangle with each other, and the earth exploded inch by inch. Boruto, Kawaki, and Himawari kept retreating, but their eyes were fixed on the battle. Even if they can only see after images, they must ensure their distance from the fighting parties and their own safety not far away. Imperial Sasuke leaned against a tree, watching the two sides of the battle leisurely. There was a hint of surprise in his expression. Sure enough, it was right to follow this kid named Kawaki. Isn't an accident happening now? That woman is a cyborg, and judging by her strength, she is at least at the high level of Super Shadow. This technology is really good. It can actually improve the strength of the cyborgs to such an extent. The technical level is no less than that of the Empire. As expected, it is the future more than 10 years later, and it does have some merits. After that, we should find a way to bring the person behind the scenes back to the Empire. But Naruto in this world is just as I expected, just like me in this world. A waste. Is it so difficult to clean up a mere high-level Super Shadow? Naruto in this world has a pretty good recovery ability, which should be the power given to him by the Nine Tails. Haha, what a ridiculous guy, actually relying so much on the power of a pet. Such a person will never become a strong person. In the eyes of ordinary people, the battle was extremely fierce and so fast that no afterimage could be seen. In the eyes of Imperial Sasuke, it was just a fight between two children. He commented casually until Ryuda's eyes flashed purple and two beams of purple light gushed out. In Boruto, after Naruto dodged, two beams of light pierced through large trees. Then, the remaining roots of these trees were blown away by the wind at a speed visible to the naked eye, as if they had experienced thousands or tens of thousands of years. Is this an extinction attack aimed at recovery and regeneration? As expected. There are always some surprises in the future world. Imperial Sasuke's spirit trembled, and his back slowly detached from the tree. In Boruto, Naruto, who was fighting with Ryuda, also felt the unusual danger and became more cautious. The fighting between the two sides continues. However, Naruto and Boruto became serious and quickly suppressed Naruto with his own powerful strength, beating him back step by step with a distorted expression. After being knocked away again, Naruto, who was keeping a distance from Naruto and Naruto Next Generations, suddenly smiled strangely. Then his eyes gathered purple light and wanted to shoot it towards where the sunflower was. Boom. In Boruto, Naruto quickly stepped forward and punched Naruto in the face, knocking him away and deflecting the attack. But at the same time, Naruto also used this force to fly directly towards Sunflower, where Boruto was. Damn it! Naruto in Naruto Next Generations was very anxious and quickly chased after him. But there was always a gap between the two sides. After Naruto approached, he knocked Boruto away with one punch. Naruto, who was eager to protect his son, rushed to rescue him and caught Boruto. When he looked up again, Naruto had already lifted up his daughter Himawari by the collar. Boruto was furious upon seeing this. The pattern of the wedge appeared, and he instantly used the Rasengan in his right hand, which he threw out, but it was useless. Naruto simply turned his head and absorbed the Rasengan with his eyes. What a shame, kid. She smiled in a good mood. What's next? The words fell. Naruto swung his right arm vigorously. Sunflowers are thrown into the sky. Hateful. In Boruto, Naruto cursed and jumped directly in the direction of Himawari. Hehehe. This way, I'll definitely hit the target. Page 156. Naruto smiled grimly, his eyes glowed purple again, and two lasers burst out. They shot directly at Naruto. Dad! Be careful behind you! Sunflower in midair screamed in horror. Boruto's pupils contracted violently, and a look of fear appeared on his face. Hateful. 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 How did things come to this? Dad was clearly in an advantageous position, but because of us, he fell into a passive position. That purple light is very dangerous. If I get hit, even if my dad recovers, he will be finished. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Boruto's heart was trembling, and he could do nothing at this moment. Boom! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. A violent explosion sounded. Thick smoke obscured Boruto's vision. Naruto's wild laughter also sounded at this time. Ha 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 ha. Uzumaki Naruto, you're nothing more than that. Huh? Her laughter soon stopped. Because she saw Uzumaki Naruto holding Sunflower and landing safely. This made her look unbelievable. How is that possible? You blocked it? No, I have not. In Boruto, Naruto shook his head and looked at the smoke while holding the sunflower. This action made Naruto stunned, and he also looked over. The smoke slowly dissipated. One of them revealed a figure of a strange man with black hair, ordinary appearance, and strong build. This man, surrounded by a shrunken complete Susanoo, his entire armor was surrounded by black flames. He crossed his arms across his chest, looking down at everyone with a proud look on his face. Who are you? Naruto gritted his teeth angrily. Obviously, he was going to succeed in killing Uzumaki Naruto and prove that he was the strongest in the organization. Why? Why did such an annoying guy jump out? Damn it! Thank you, young man. Naruto said in a friendly manner to the figure in the sky. But there was a strong curiosity in his eyes. Because the energy armor on the opponent is too similar to Susanoo, and that black flame is at Amaterasu? Could this person be from the Uchiha clan? That's great. Boruto breathed a sigh of relief. In the distance, Master Gyuozin, who was watching the battle through the toad, showed a look of surprise. An unexpected person appeared. He was not in the intelligence at all. What on earth is going on? Kawaki's pupils contracted. He originally wanted to jump into the air to block the attack, but at that moment he saw a figure flash by. This let him know that someone else had stepped forward to fend off the attack. This is good. But what puzzled him was why this guy was completely fine after blocking the attack. That is a powerful attack that can completely kill the enemy at the cellular level. How did this guy do it? And this appearance? It's that guy. It's you. Kawaki couldn't help but yell when he remembered the man he met when he was first brought to Konoha and escaped. Kawaki, do you know this guy? Boruto Naruto Next Generation's strange way. This guy is the one who stopped me before. He is dangerous, very dangerous, maybe even stronger than you. Kawaki yelled. I see, you're stronger than me. That's great, it looks like we're safe. In Boruto, a smile appeared on Naruto's face. How disappointing, Uzumaki Naruto. I thought you could perform better than you did now. Didn't expect the result to be just like this. In the previous battle, you relied entirely on the power of the nine-tailed fox. The man in the sky was naturally the disguised Imperial Sasuke. He didn't care about the conversation between Kawaki and Naruto in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. He just looked at Naruto in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. 140. Chapter 139. Naruto was captured. Sixian set out. 140. I'm sorry I disappoint you, but Kyuubi is my most important friend. It's not shameful to rely on the strength of my friends to fight. Naruto smiled bitterly. Partner? It's just a pet. You can never become a strong man by relying on the power of a pet to fight. You are just like that one-armed man, so weak and pathetic. He is not worthy of the names Naruto and Sasuke, and even less worthy of the title of hero who saved the ninja world. Imperial Sasuke said. The nine tails in Naruto's body in Boruto was furious. If he hadn't been stopped, he would have driven the Gundam to crush Imperial Sasuke to pieces. The nine tails cursed inside Naruto in Boruto Next Generations. It was not until he heard the term one-armed man that Naruto had no time to pay attention to it. Instead, he said with a strange look, one-armed guy? You mean Sasuke? Boruto and Himawari's expressions changed. Uncle Sasuke, the one-armed man? It's very appropriate, but isn't it too rude? Brother, what's going on? But why does the name one-armed man sound so familiar? Isn't this how Uncle Sasuke in the other world calls his own Uncle Sasuke? Could it be that the person in front of me, this can't be, it must be a coincidence. Absolutely. Hey, are you ignoring me? You're such an irritating man. Naruto's expression became more and more ferocious. Okay. Imperial Sasuke heard Naruto's question and turned to look at her again. Who is your transformation engineer? His skills are quite good. You guy. Naruto was completely enraged by Imperial Sasuke's arrogant and nonchalant demeanor. He kicked his legs hard and flew towards Imperial Sasuke. She was very fast and arrived in front of Imperial Sasuke in the blink of an eye, but the next moment she fell towards the ground at an even faster speed. Boom! Exclamation, except for Naruto in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, everyone only heard a loud bang, the ground shook violently, and smoke and dust rose. But soon, the smoke and dust were blown away by the strong wind, revealing Naruto inside. He was seen lying in a pit several dozen meters deep, his whole body burning with black flames and arcs of lightning flashing on his body, unable to move for a while. Damn it, you, what the hell is wrong with you? An ordinary human can't possibly possess this kind of power. Damn it. Naruto's expression was ferocious, with a hint of fear. She could never have imagined that she would be killed instantly by the enemy. This kind of strength made her think of the leader of the organization, Gaijin. In the entire organization, perhaps only Gaijin can achieve this level. This guy in front of me, can his strength be compared with Gaijin? How can this be so strong? This guy is really strong. Naruto actually lost like this. Kawaki looked extremely alert. Amazing. Boruto and Naruto both whispered. Imperial Sasuke slowly flew toward the ground and came in front of Naruto. He stretched out the miniature version of Susanoo on his body and lifted the other party up. Then he ignored everyone present and flew directly into the sky and quickly disappeared. Imperial Sasuke came quickly and disappeared just as quickly, leaving a group of people scratching their heads. This guy is really Naruto was speechless, but he finally smiled. Although I still don't know his identity, I don't think he's a bad guy. Great. This big brother saved us. Boruto looked grateful. You guys better be careful. A guy with a known identity and powerful strength is very dangerous. Kawaki reminded. You guy, after all, he saved all of us. It's not a good thing to say bad things about him like this. Boruto looked at Kawaki with some dissatisfaction. What a naive guy. Kawaki shook his head, but he was also relieved in his heart. In any case, we have survived this crisis. I wonder how the Shell organization will respond in the future. A group of people looked from afar in the direction where Imperial Sasuke disappeared. Different thoughts. The eyes of the lay Buddhist Gyuo-zin who was peeping from a distance flickered. This is really unexpected. I didn't expect that apart from the 7th Hokage Uzumaki Naruto, Uchiha Sasuke, and the people from our Kara organization, there are actually such strong people in this world. It seems that I have to find an opportunity to report to Yamato. Konoha, in a room. A group of Senju Yamato looked at Imperial Sasuke and the Daryuta in his hands. Daryuta had woken up by now, and was looking at the room full of strong men with a look of anger and fear. She discovered that her abilities were completely suppressed by an unknown force, and she couldn't even get in touch with any electronic or mechanical equipment in the outside world. Now, she was sure of one thing, that was she was kidnapped. She was kidnapped by an ordinary human being whom she had never taken seriously before. Page 157. What a joke. She is a member of Kara organization, one of the people who is destined to rule the world in the future. You damn bastards. What on earth did you do? You actually sealed my power. I advise you to let me go immediately. Otherwise, when other members of the organization arrive, you will definitely feel what true despair is. Daryuta suppressed a trace of fear and roared. Is this cyborg really as powerful as you say? Can he actually reach the level of Super Shadow high level or even above? Just based on the people in this world. Imperial Neji paid no attention to Daryuta's roar. He looked at Imperial Sasuke with some surprise. My judgment of strength is not wrong, Imperial Sasuke said indifferently. Did you fight back and forth with Naruto from this world? It seems Naruto from this world isn't that strong either. Hath the 7th Hokage? It seems to be just a joke. Ninja World Sasuke smiled, then looked at Ninja World Naruto provocatively. Sasuke in the future world is indeed a waste, but you in the future world seem to be no worse. Alas, this after all, I don't have your majesty's martial arts and people always have their limits, so there's nothing we can do about it. Sasuke, you should understand them. In the ninja world, Naruto was prepared for this and didn't say anything. So, Sasuke, what are you planning to do with this thing? A group of people talking to themselves. This made Daryuta even angrier. Damn it. You bunch of rude and lowly bugs. Do you hear me? Answer me. Of course we should keep her, and let her technology flourish in the Empire, said Imperial Sasuke. I see you thought it through quite thoughtfully. If she really has the strength of a high-level Super Shadow, she is indeed qualified to stay. Ninja World Sasuke rarely praised Imperial Sasuke. So who was the person behind this woman who transformed her? Ninja World Naruto asked curiously. Huh? You want me to betray the organization? Are you kidding me? I will never tell you. Daryuta roared. This woman is a member of the so-called Shell organization. The Kara organization is composed of Gaijin, Goshin, Daryuta, Code, Burrow, Victor, Senju Yamato, Kawaki, and Deepa. Want to plant a sacred tree and make your wish come true. But in the process of realizing this wish, one of them, Victor, and another, Deepa, died. Imperial Sasuke said. How do you know? Daryuta looked incredulous. But unfortunately, no one paid any attention to her. She was completely ignored. Plant the sacred tree and fulfill wishes. Among these guys is there an Otsutsuki? the Six Paths sage of the ninja world said with some surprise. I don't know if there is an Otsutsuki or not, but one of them is called Gaijin and Kawaki, and they are both containers of the Otsutsuki. On their bodies, there is a diamond-shaped mark called a wedge. This mark seems to contain information about the Otsutsuki, and can borrow the power of the Otsutsuki. Imperial Sasuke said again. This was the information he got from Kawaki and the woman in front of him. You, what's wrong with you? Why do you know everything? Daryuda's original anger gradually turned into fear. People have an instinctive fear of unknown and powerful things. Even a cyborg like Daryuda is no exception. She found out that she knew nothing about these guys and they seemed to be gradually understanding the organization she belonged to. This is very unequal. The key is that she has no idea of the other party's methods, and the other party's strength is also incredibly strong. This is a group of people who are enough to threaten the shell. Kawaki, I see, no wonder these guys care so much about that tattooed boy. Teikoku Kai said suddenly. I think of the recent abnormal actions of Konoha in the Boruto world. It seems that the mastermind behind the shell is Otsutsuki. He doesn't seem to allow his container to escape from the shell like this. Imperial Naruto grinned. Kaguya Otsutsuki, Momoshiki Otsutsuki, Urashiki Otsutsuki. The strengths of these three Otsutsuki are different and the gap between them is huge. I wonder how this Otsutsuki compares to these three in strength. Imperial Neji said. There was a hint of anticipation on his face. Ha 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 ha. No matter what, as long as we work together, there will be no enemy that we cannot defeat. I firmly believe in this. Teikoku Kai laughed and raised his right fist high. Of course. With His Majesty here, we will never lose. His Majesty is invincible. Imperial Hinata said slowly. Everyone then looked towards the thousand-armed celestial being in the center. There was admiration flowing in his eyes. You are the leader of these guys? Daryuda asked after seeing the relationship between them. Where is the base of the shell organization? The Senju Tianren looked at Imperial Sasuke and said, Oh, Your Majesty, are you preparing to launch a direct attack on the enemy? The Six Paths sage of the ninja realm raised an eyebrow. The specific organization's location is unclear. The developer seems to have tampered with this cyborg. If this part of the memory is forcibly taken, the destructive device will be activated. Imperial Sasuke explained. What? A destructive device? In my body? Are you kidding me? That bastard Yamato. How dare he put that kind of thing in my body? I must kill him. Daryuda was furious. He started to curse Yamato madly. Yamato? He is the scientist of your organization? Good, next time you meet a guy with this name, remember to spare his life. He will be a member of the future empire. The empire can then focus on searching for someone with this name. The thousand-handed heavenly man said the last sentence. The crowd dispersed again. Shell tissue. Yamato, who was sipping tea, was suddenly stunned and then showed a hint of surprise. Is that so? It's extremely unexpected. The corners of his mouth curled up, and he finally left his seat and walked through a long underground aisle. Yamato knocked on a door and appeared in front of a man who was sitting on a stone bench, sipping black tea elegantly. Yamato, what's going on? The man put down the wine gracefully. Zion, Daryuda has lost contact. Yamato said. Lost contact, looks like he was captured. Sixian frowned. If nothing unexpected happens, it should be. Yamato nodded. Really, he was captured. As expected, I'll have to take action in the end. Sixian gradually became expressionless. Dang ding ding dang, a burst of hurried footsteps sounded. The young man with brown hair, Cotter, rushed into the room and shouted, Gaijin, let me go. I will never fail like Daryuda. Sixian narrowed her eyes slightly and sighed in her heart. The young man in front of him was extremely powerful. If the limiter was removed, he would be even stronger than his container. It should have been a perfect container, but unfortunately, it was too incompatible with his soul. You have other tasks. But Porter wanted to say something. Okay, step back. Sixian's eyes were slightly sharp. Damn it, Gorder cursed in a low voice, and finally retreated unwillingly. What a shame to waste such a perfect vessel. If you could get this body, you might be even stronger than in your prime. Yamato said. Have you seen me in my prime, Yamato? The corners of Sixian's mouth curled up. Never seen it before. Humph. Sixian smiled, stood up, and a black vortex appeared behind him the other side. Konoha, suburbs. Training course. Kawaki, who was originally fighting with a clone of Naruto in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, suddenly let out a scream and half squatted down, covering his right hand next to. Boruto, Naruto, and Boruto were both shocked to see this. Kawaki, hey, what's wrong with you? The two approached quickly. Kawaki raised his head and shouted, Do not come near me. What? They both stopped. Page 158. Anxiously looking at Kawaki, who continued to wail. Watch as the mark on his right palm glows. A black vortex appeared out of nowhere. A calm-looking man with a pigtail emerged from the black vortex. It's you, Jixian. Cold sweat ran down Kawaki's face. Is this guy Gaijin? In Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, Naruto and Boruto couldn't help but look serious. Is this a training ground? Gaijin glanced around with a relaxed look, and then shifted his gaze to Boruto and Naruto and Boruto. Are you two Uzumaki Boruto and Uzumaki Naruto? I heard that Daryuda was captured by you. He is quite powerful. 141. Chapter 140 Otsutsuki Ishiki 141. His demeanor was surprisingly calm, as if he was chatting with a friend. HMPH, thank you so much for the compliment. In Boruto, Naruto slowly walked up to Boruto and waved at him gently, signaling Boruto to step back. Boruto did not try to be brave at this time and retreated obediently. I have to apologize to you, Uzumaki Naruto. My disobedient child has been causing you some trouble lately. Now I have to take him home. Sixian said very politely. This kind of thing is not important at all. The leader of the Kara organization, Gaijin, I have long wanted to meet you. Boruto Naruto took a deep breath and clenched his fists. In addition to the chakra fluctuations on his body, there are also strong fluctuations of true Kai. The two complement each other, making his aura exceptionally powerful. This did make Sixian look a little surprised. Nice chakra, but are you sure you want to be my enemy? You might suffer a lot if you do that. You have to know I'm only here to take away the disobedient child. Sixian smiled and said. Well, as Kawaki listened to Gaijin's words, cold sweat began to pour down his face. Stop talking to yourself here. In Boruto, Naruto roared, kicked his legs, came to Gaijin's side, and punched him. In Boruto, Naruto came quickly and left quickly next moment. He was kicked by the opponent and flew hundreds of meters away, breaking more than a dozen trees. Dad! The 7th generation! Boruto and Kawaki yelled. Sixian raised her right hand, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Several black sticks broke through the air in an instant and pierced into Naruto's limbs. Whoa! Naruto screamed in Boruto. This thing is actually absorbing my chakra. This guy is very strong. Daryuda is far inferior to him. In Boruto, inside Naruto's body, the Nine Tails spoke, and his voice was exceptionally solemn. But I can't lose this time. I can't continue to embarrass myself in front of the children, said Naruto in Boruto. Oh, are you ready to go all out? Kyuubi Road. Please, 9 llamas. I understand. The conversation between the man and the fox ends here. The Nine Tails outerwear exploded. All the black rods that were originally inserted into Naruto's body in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, were expelled from the body. The injuries on Naruto's body healed immediately. His whole figure flashed and turned into an orange stream of light. suddenly rushing in front of Jaijin. Bang, 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 bang. The two sides continued to fight, and as their fists and feet collided with each other, the surrounding ground and trees were constantly crushed. Boruto and Kawaki retreated again and again. Kawaki looked at Boruto Naruto in disbelief. When did the 7th Hokage become so strong? He recalled the previous battle between the opponent and Ryuta, and he was not as strong as he is now. Dad was so restrained before because of Zyao-Kui. Now that Zyao-Kui is gone, he can naturally let go and give it a try. Boruto clenched his fists, feeling a little excited. But I am more worried. Although he couldn't see the situation on the battlefield clearly, he could see that his father was being knocked away from time to time. But at the moment of being knocked away, Naruto and Boruto will get up again and fight the enemy again as if nothing had happened. Rumble. Violent explosions continued to sound. The news soon reached the ears of the nearby Konoha villagers. A group of ninjas rushed towards the battlefield. Then I saw two streams of light entangled with each other. What is this? A ninja asked in horror as he looked at the cracking earth. One of them should be the 7th Hokage, and the other one Konohamaru said hesitantly as he recognized the golden light. That's Jaijin, the leader of the shell. Kawaki's voice rang out. Kara, it's that group of guys. Konohamaru's expression changed and he thought of Ao. It's the 7th Hokage fighting the enemy. Everyone, hurry up and support the 7th Hokage. A ninja shouted at this time. Then all the ninjas formed hand seals. Thunder escape earth walk. Boom! Hundreds of thunderbolts blasted out at the same time, hitting Jaijin, who was fighting with Naruto and Boruto. Naruto, distracting him slightly to absorb the energy, and he was kicked away by Naruto and Boruto. Naruto. This made him look a little unhappy. After brushing off the dust on his body, he turned his head and looked at the many Konoha ninjas. Everyone, run. This is not a battle you can interfere in. In Boruto, Naruto yells at many Konoha ninjas at the same time. Unfortunately, it was too late. Black sticks shot out in large numbers, piercing the bodies of the Konoha ninjas and nailing them to the ground, making them unable to move. Damn it, how could this happen? The black rod is sucking my chakra. So strong. Is this the kind of monster the 7th generation is fighting? I can't help at all. Damn it. Many ninjas were extremely discouraged and could only watch Naruto and Boruto. Naruto next generations fly towards Jaijin again and fight fiercely with him. Damn it. Are we just going to watch? Boruto watched the battle from afar, his expression full of reluctance. The gap is too big. Jaijin's own strength and his compatibility with Wada are far above ours, Kawaki said unwillingly. Damn it. If only the arrogant brother who defeated Ryuta before was here. Boruto couldn't help but think of Imperial Sasuke. Kawaki was stunned. Yeah, it would be nice if he was here too. Boom! Exclamation while the two were talking. A huge Kirin thunder beast suddenly fell from the sky, forcing Jaijin to absorb the thunder. He was suspended in place and endured the attack of Naruto and Boruto, and then was kicked heavily by Sasuke and Boruto and flew hundreds of meters away. In Boruto, Naruto and Sasuke approached each other, looked at each other and smiled. Then they all looked towards Jixian in the distance. This scene made the Konoha ninjas excited. Coming. The legendary Saver team defeated Kaguya Otsutsuki, the 7th Hokage, the strongest ninja of Uchiha. With them around, there's absolutely no way we can lose. Gently brushing off the dust on her body, Jixian stood up and stared at the two of them. Things seem to be getting a little difficult. I underestimated you two. Call out. Exclamation in Boruto, Naruto, and Sasuke did not respond to Jaijin's words this time, but flew forward. The two of them worked together and cooperated well, fighting on equal terms with Jixian, who had entered Wedge 2 not far away. Everyone in the Empire watched the battlefield silently. Senju Tianren recognized Jaijin and remembered that he was the one who planted the improved sacred tree when they were in the ninja world. At that time, he had provoked Gaijin and was finally killed by him with one punch. I didn't expect this guy is actually a boss in Boruto, and also the vessel of Otsutsuki. If I had known this earlier, I should have allowed the other party to have more opportunities, and perhaps I would have been able to obtain more intelligence and information earlier. However, it is not too late now. With the current strength of both sides, they should be able to fight for a long time. Page 159. At that time, a stronger person will surely emerge. But having said that, are Naruto and Sasuke in Boruto a little too weak? Before this, Senju Tianren had always thought that the two of them were suspected of hiding their strength. But after witnessing the entire battle today, I was really speechless. In his opinion, there is no doubt that Naruto in Boruto is stronger than Sasuke in Boruto. Recalling the fierce battle with Kaguya at the end of the Shippuden anime, Naruto of Six Paths was the main damage output, and Sasuke of Six Paths was the main support. If he hadn't obtained the power of 8 half-tailed beasts in the end, Six Paths Sasuke would probably have been beaten up by Six Paths Naruto. The strength of the two is definitely on a different level. If the former Kaguya Otsutsuki were divided according to their strength, then it should be a high-level Six Paths equivalent to the Six Paths Sage. Naruto and Sasuke, who have obtained the power of the Six Paths Sage, are able to fight against Kaguya Otsutsuki, a high-level enemy of the Six Paths. Among them, the strength of Six Paths Naruto should be at the upper middle level, while the strength of Six Paths Sasuke is at the lower middle level. But now let's look at Naruto and Sasuke in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. His strength seems to be only at the entry level of the Six Paths, and this is an achievement after studying martial arts for a period of time. The strength has dropped too much, and these two guys didn't use the power of the Six Paths from beginning to end. So, is it because the power of the Six Paths was exhausted? Or was it recovered by the old man of the Six Paths? The reason why Naruto and Sasuke are weak in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, and the reason why they were scolded online in their previous life have finally been found. If Naruto and Sasuke in Boruto still possess the power of Six Paths, then there will be no problem in defeating Urashiki and Momoshiki alone. The man in front of me is called Sixian. Although his performance was good in the eyes of Senju Tianren, he was only at the lower level of the Six Paths, slightly stronger than the entry-level Naruto and Sasuke. Can a subordinate of this level be accepted as a subordinate? The Otsutsuki behind the scenes is worth looking forward to. The corners of Thousand-Handed Heavenly Man's mouth curled up. Your Majesty, Naruto and Sasuke in this world seem to be in danger. Should we go to rescue them? Ninja World Naruto said anxiously. Just watch quietly. These guys have never been our target. Our target from the beginning to the end has only been the leader behind Kara, Otsutsuki. The Thousand-Handed Heavenly Being replied with a calm expression. Naruto from the ninja world pursed his lips a little unwillingly and could only continue watching the fierce fight between the two sides. Rumble. The battle still continues. Perhaps it was the end of the warm-up, or perhaps it was because in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, Naruto and Sasuke realized that they could not defeat Gaijin in this way, so they roared and activated the Gundam. A huge golden nine-tailed fox and the complete Susanoo stand tall on the ground. This Gundam, made of a mixture of chakra and true energy, has slightly changed from usual. Looks more majestic and powerful. A powerful stimulant for everyone in Konoha. Although Sixian remained calm and fought fiercely, she gradually fell into a disadvantage and was beaten back step by step. This scene made the ninjas of Konoha even more excited. We can win. The combination of the 7th Hokage and Uchiha Sasuke is truly invincible. Come on. 7th Hokage. Come on. Uchiha Sasuke. Damn shell. Die. Konoha is the #1 ninja village in the ninja world. You have picked the wrong opponent. You bastards from the Kara organization. The Konoha ninjas roared. The loud voice excited Boruto and Kawaki. Is he really going to win? Is Gaijin going to be defeated? This is Gaijin's second stage of Gejama. Unbelievable. Kawaki was shaking with excitement. I had only thought about this kind of thing in my dreams before, but I never expected that one day it would happen right before my eyes. Unbelievable. Dad, Uncle Sasuke is indeed the strongest. The two of them can defeat Momoshiki, so they can definitely defeat this bastard too. Boruto raised his right hand and said excitedly, "Looks like I'm going to win." Ninja World. Naruto raised his lips and felt relieved. Boom. Exclamation, exclamation. Another heavy blow, and the shrunken Jixian was beaten to the point of spitting blood. Damn it. You two inferior creatures. You pushed me to this extent. I acknowledge your strength, but the game has to end. I will kill you in an instant and take Kawaki away. Gaijin said coldly, glancing at Kawaki, who was watching the battle in the distance. It seems that he has made up his mind. If you can do it, then go ahead. In Boruto, Sasuke did not give way at all. I won't let you take Kawaki away. Naruto also said in Boruto, Next Generations. The two of them were in the Gundam, looking down at Gaijin from above, but their expressions became alert again. This guy, does he have any abilities that he hasn't used yet? It's really powerful. Boom. Exclamation, exclamation. An extremely terrifying beam of chakra light burst out. Sixian's posture changed in front of everyone's eyes. After a while, he turned into a strange man with horns on his head, a white left eye, a golden right eye, black madatama on his bare chest, and wearing strange clothes. Looking at this man, Naruto and Sasuke's expressions changed drastically. This posture, could it be Otsutsuki? How come? Gaijin is an Otsutsuki. Is this your true face, Sixian? Kawaki in the distance was sweating profusely, and the wedge mark on his body had disappeared at this moment. Making the wedge mark disappear was his goal, his expectation and wish. But when it was actually completed, especially because of Gaijin, my feelings were extremely complicated. He didn't know what Gaijin would do after revealing his true identity. But he knew that Sixian must be countless times more terrifying now than before. And he is the target of such a terrible Sixian. Is defeating Gaijin really an impossible luxury? Kawaki's eyes gradually dimmed. Another Otsutsuki. This guy is definitely stronger than Urashiki and Momoshiki. Dad, Uncle Sasuke, can they win? Boruto started to worry again. A group of Konoha ninjas were also watching with fear and anxiety. Otsutsuki. It's Otsutsuki again. Damn it. No wonder our power seems so insignificant in front of this guy. It turns out this guy is Otsutsuki. When will those damn bastards from Otsutsuki get out of our home? Don't worry, everyone. The 7th Hokage and Sasuke are the strong ones who defeated Kaguya, Momoshiki, and other Otsutsuki. Even if it's a new Otsutsuki, they won't lose. In Boruto, Kakashi looked at the frightened expressions of his companions around him and couldn't help but shout loudly to comfort their hearts. Aside, Boruto's might guy, whose legs have been restored, looked serious. Otsutsuki, perhaps. Today is the time for me to burn my youth again, Kai. Don't be anxious. This time, your opponent is not the incomplete Uchiha Madara. He is very cautious and powerful. Even if you activate the 8 gates, it will be difficult to use it. Your opponent will not give you the chance to use it. In Boruto, Kakashi said that in battle after battle, he could see the difference between the opponent and Madara. Uchiha Madara is a madman who will let his opponent go all out and enjoy the battle. And the Otsutsuki in front of him only uses the simplest method to win the battle. 142. Chapter 141. Imperial Sasuke, come. Blast my Susanoo. 142. What a disgusting feeling of powerlessness. Since when did a cage-level ninja become just a spectator? In Boruto, Tsunade looks helpless the other side. Everyone in the Empire showed expressions of surprise and even joy. Otsutsuki, this braided girl is actually Otsutsuki. Imperial Sasuke exclaimed in surprise. Yes, this Otsutsuki is definitely stronger than Urashiki. This time, I should have a good time. Imperial Naruto rubbed his hands. Oh, my youth and passion are burning again. Imperial Kai yelled. His posture is very different from his mother's, but I can tell he's an Otsutsuki. His aura is not weak. The six paths of the ninja world. Hey, hey, hey. You guys, this guy is my prey. Don't even think about snatching him away. Naruto, Kai, you have already fought against an Otsutsuki before, so it is not your turn this time. Imperial Sasuke said, a little annoyed as he looked at the people around him who all showed interest. Ah, this isn't good. Urashiki is so weak. I didn't have enough fun. This doesn't count. Imperial Naruto said in some distress. No, my passion is finally burning again. Digyo Kai also looked frustrated. You guys don't underestimate the Otsutsuki, Kai. Although you have fought with my mother, she was already weakened. If she hadn't used her power, Yui and I would have been born. Her power is extremely terrifying, definitely much stronger than you, Kai. If this Otsutsuki also possessed that level of power, he wouldn't be so easy to deal with. I think we can all work together and take action together. Alright, legends, that's it for today. If you're ready for the next chapter, smash that like button and flood the comments right now. Remember, we've got 3 days to prove this story needs to continue. Subscribe so you don't miss the drop, and I'll meet you in the next audiobook.